Hello, everybody, and welcome to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. We are live, baby. My name is Adef, and this is Challenger Approaching. Oh, Domo's giving the round of applause and the salute, the true
Dude,
combo.
I gotta do everything, man.
Hello, everyone. Welcome, welcome, welcome on this wonderful Wednesday. A new time and a new day for Challenger Approaching. This is our first ever Wednesday episode. Very, very exciting. We haven't had a Challenger Approaching episode in a minute here, so it's good to be back. I hope everybody has been well. Domo, first of all, we got to introduce you. We are here with Captain Domo, a friend of mine and a wonderfully talented video game player. Domo, how are you?
I do be gaming. I'm doing pretty good, man. How you doing?
I'm good, man. I'm excited for this show. We've got Elden Ring Randomizer on, which is something that, has sort of over the last year, I would say, taken the FromSoft community by storm. There's been so much rando playing, not just in Elden Ring, but the other Souls games too. But Elden Ring has really hit its stride with the rando, at least in the last 6 to 9 months. So I have to ask, have you been enjoying the rando? What's been the vibe? Like, has it been a lot of fun?
Yeah, very much so. I think a lot of the content that's been coming out from any Elden Ring streamer or YouTuber even is rando because, once you've done vanilla so often, there's nothing left pretty much. And this is like pretty much refilling the barrel and being able to like take new content again by just shuffling things up. So
absolutely. Nice. Yeah, I've dabbled myself a good amount, and it is truly a blast. Like, it's so enjoyable to play. And so, Domo, can you tell us a little bit about the challenge we're going to see on stream today?
Sure. Yeah. So it's randomized or hitless. So for anyone that is, knows about the whole zero hit league or Happy Hob or any of those big streamers, hitless basically means we go throughout the whole game without being hit a single time. And in this case, we're randomizing the whole game. So items, enemies, and bosses are all randomized besides key items. And so pretty much how this kind of flows through is that you can't have a guaranteed line and you can't have guaranteed strategies because you don't know what you're going to get. You don't know what you're facing. So it's very much being adaptable, being wary of what could happen in any circumstance and just, getting through the game without being hit.
Absolutely. Well, we can get into the finer nuances of what hitless means and sort of what's going on in the random in a second, but why don't you go ahead and pick a class and get us started? You can give us a 3, 2, 1 go when you're ready to start.
Sounds good. Yeah, I didn't want to pick a class pre-starting. I don't know. It just felt weird just to already like have everything predetermined.
Yeah, absolutely.
Maybe people have questions of like, why did I pick that? But in this case, honestly, I'm already eyeballing this one. So I do incantations for random hitless because it has range. Doing full melee randomizer hitless seems honestly a little bit too crazy. And Aggie, if you guys have watched him at all, has already done randomizer hitless with sorceries. So I kind of like want to do a whole different school of magic instead to like make it unique and make it fun to watch. The complete different routing and everything. So in these cases, both classes are pretty good. We start with Flame Grant Me Strength, which is a buff spell, and we start with Gravelstone Seal, which is really good if you get Lightning Spear because it buffs all like lightning spells besides Red Lightning. I think. I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure. I'll have to figure that out actually. But this one's also really good because it's got a good melee weapon because you do need one just in case there's bosses where range is not an option, like Radigan, for example. Because Radigan actually has a built-in mechanic that he parries spells if they come at him. So you do need a physical weapon to kind of like counteract some bosses that make it easier than instead of using ranged. But Erdtree Seal here actually is the best seal in the game. And Discus of Light is actually also a really good spell. A lot of people actually underestimate Discus of Light. It hits twice. And now with the new randomizer update, all the keepsakes are also randomized. So that's another thing we get to consider when making a class is like, okay, well, first I have to look at all these different statistics and weapon options. And now I have to also look at what does the game even offer for keepsakes here. We got money, pretty much. Moog Shackle in case we ever bump into Moog. Bewitching Branch for Commander Nile or O'Neill. These are all kind of useful. Moon of Noxtel is good because it gives you more memory slots, and since we are a caster class, memory slots would be good as well. In this case, though, honestly, I'd probably go with the money because we want to make sure that we have enough money to level and use the stuff that we have. So Erdtree Seal, for example, is a level 40 Faith Seal. So you need a lot of levels to even use the damn thing.
Look at that guy.
This is what I like to call Attack on Titan Phil Collins. He is my character, my guy. I love him very much, and he's gotten me through a lot of stuff. So we're gonna go with him. So yeah, let's get started, dude.
Sweet, yeah.
A lot of talk, a lot of yapping there, but let's get going. How'd you feel about completing your Deathless randomizer run?
Yeah, so I did a challenge that's not nearly as hard as this, but for somebody like me who is not a dedicated Souls streamer, was definitely a big challenge, which was this exact same thing, except instead of trying not to take a hit, I just didn't want to die. It took me, I think, 13 attempts, which obviously is not that many. I was actually pretty pleased that it only took 13. It was a lot of fun. Honestly, the biggest benefit of it to me is just that I got way better at the game as I did even just 13 attempts. I improved so much at so many bosses.
So I just wanted to point out real quick, luckily we have Millennia as the grafted Scion, so we don't have to deal with her for the rest of the run. That is one boss out of the way, which is one of the most annoying bosses in the game. For everyone that has actually seen Aggie, by the way, do this and is like, hey, Dom, why did you just jump off? Aggie does tutorial boss all the time. You don't have to. In the Hitless rules, you die anyways as a scripted death, so you're allowed to jump off and just go on with the game. It was more or less just a personal rule that Aggie did in his run that is very admirable for sure, but also was way more of a headache because you start with weapons that you can't wield sometimes. So I just, in order to save time for this run and just in my sanity as well, I just jump off.
Understandable, real, and true.
Yeah. I only have so much sanity to go around sometimes, you know? Alright, so that's the nice part. This is the not so nice part. Okay, this actually really sucks. As you can see, I already got aggroed by the Crystallian boss here, which is really bad. For some reason, in the open world, the single Crystallian has insane aggro range, probably with some of the highest. And it throws discuses, so just make sure you don't get hit by it while it's constantly staring at you from the distance. That's pretty much it. But the nice thing is that you get to scout out bosses. That's like a big part of randomizer hit list, to be honest, is checking specific boss locations to see what's not on the main path, so that you can kind of just consciously take that out of the pool and increase expectations for other bosses.
Yeah, there's this interesting thing with Elden Ring Rando where, like, there are a few boss fights in the game where you know what the boss is going to be before you fight it. Like, you can see the boss from outside the arena. But there are also bosses where you have to traverse a fog gate, or, additionally, they, are spawning in or something, or there's a cutscene, and so there is a lot of good reason behind seeing, like, oh, Millennia was out in the wild? Nice, I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah. It's very relaxing when you see Valiant Gargoyles just sitting on, on a beach somewhere. You're like, okay, cool, that's a boss I don't have to deal with now. So, and especially, for example, like Royal Revenant being a very difficult boss to fight because that's a very abrupt moveset. Being aware that you don't need, for example, on our incantations run, we pick up a heal spell because heal spells actually damage Royal Revenants. And they deal exactly half health. So you have to cast heal twice, and they just die. It doesn't matter how highly scaled it is. Doesn't matter, where it is. It will die in 2 casts. So it's pretty much like heal in Elden Ring is like Shedinja coverage in Kaizo Ironmon. Just in case it shows up, you have it.
There's a couple good questions in chat that I'm just going to answer really quick, and we'll probably have to answer them a few times, but I'm just going to answer them as well. Yeah. So that chat members also can help people when people come in and ask these very understandable questions. Okay, some hitless rules for you. Number 1, self-inflicted damage does not count as a hit unless it kills you. So, like, using a weapon art that removes health is fine, so long as it doesn't kill you. Fall damage, also fine, so long as it doesn't kill you. A poison or rot proc starting to fill the bar does not count unless it procs from an enemy. So, like, if an enemy has caused poison to you and it fully filled the bar and you start taking poison damage, that counts. Do you get
Also,
something good?
I just pogged real quick. We got the Fervor's Cookbook 1, which is the one that gives you sleep pots.
Oh,
so that is
go.
really good. So if we ever bump into, Godskin Duo, Godskin Noble, Godskin Apostle, or a Snail, we have sleep pots ready to go. However, also for a lot of other people that maybe don't know, there are a lot of other bosses that can sleep as well. For example, Fire Giant, which a lot of people actually never consider, but 2 sleep pots to the big man's noggin, and he will sleep for at least 5 seconds. So, yeah.
Additionally, you cannot quit out when you are in combat. So there's no quitting out to end a combat encounter. What am I forgetting, Domo? What are the other big ones that people frequently ask?
That's another really good weapon, by the way. The Michelin Night Sword. Actually, I think for quitting out, you're not allowed to quit out at all unless you're in round table, to my understanding.
Interesting.
For Elden Ring specifically, like, you are not allowed to quit out at all. You have to use the map. So even like for Capital Skip in Lane Dell, which we'll do later, you can't just quit out if you screw it up. You have to use the map and warp out. You can't just quit out and redo it.
Interesting.
Well, it's because it's like you're falling, and so you're falling to your death. And if you're exactly, yeah,
I think the technical Team Hitless rule is you cannot quit out, quote, in danger.
Yeah.
If you are ever in danger, so not specifically in combat.
Yeah, it's a little finicky, I would say, but for the most part, I just don't quit out at all. You know, just consider it like a turn on once type of run where you're not allowed to just reset constantly.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Ooh, lobster. Little lobster.
The
enemy of Hitless runs.
Another one right there, too. 2 lobsters just hanging out currently in Limgrave. So it's nice when you sometimes have enemies that are programmed to be idle, so you can just, like, run past them if they're rune bears, lobsters, birds, giant dogs, giant crabs, gargoyles, all the fun stuff that you want to avoid. Also, by the way, that bell bearing, the reason why I got excited, that bell bearing did have Michelin Knight's Sword, which is a really strong faith weapon, and it really helps with death birds and deathrite birds. And it's a really good just overall faith weapon.
Which is also nice because you are going to be scaling faith.
Correct.
For your build.
Which makes it even more powerful.
Right. Int scale.
And for anyone also watching that like nobody watches my streams, if I do get hit in this run specifically, I will not be resetting. We will just be counting the hits as to not constantly reset for GDQ, and we'll just kind of, accumulate the points and just go from there, kind of a thing.
Or you'll just get the run.
yeah, sure. Not to, obviously be pessimistic or anything, but it is one hell of a run.
It really is. It took Aggie a year.
Close, yeah. I think it's like 10 months or something. I don't know. It was a while, a long while. I think like last year, April or something like that is when he started grinding it out consistently, which is still absolutely absurd. Oh, and another good weapon. Okay.
And it's interesting to note that, like, Aggie's the first person to ever do this successfully. It's been attempted by many and succeeded by only one. And Domo's probably the next closest.
Yeah, I currently have the second lowest attempt. I guess the way we could put it. Currently, I think it's my current personal best is 3 hits for completing the game.
3 hits is really, really good.
Yeah, it's pretty close. It was pretty close, and one of those hits was just me being a goober too. So, it was a bit infuriating. It was one of the dogs in Caleb. There was a large dog, and I just got very greedy with my spell casting, even though I knew I was in danger. And the dog lived with literally 1 HP, and then bit my face. And so then I was like, okay, well, that's how that is. But at the very least, it's still 3. It's still a great score, so I'm not too upset about it. Because I went from having a PB of 14 for about a month and a half to PBing to 9 to 3 within a week. So
it do be happening like that though. Like
yeah.
With my deathless runs, I went from a PB of 25 to 5 in like 3 runs. Like you just get the one where you're like, oh, okay. And then 2 runs after that, my PB became 1. So I was like, all right, well, I guess I'm just resetting it every death now.
Yeah. Yeah, but I mean, that's also the good thing of like grinding out a run is that you just get more and more consistent in it because you just get more comfortable and you kind of have like a set route in mind as well. And that's what happens with randomizer hit lists as well, is that in the beginning when I did this, you know, it was very much trial and error and feeling out different routes, seeing how safe it is or how unsafe it is. Are there any like big enemies I should worry about, or a lot of enemy placements? Like later on, you'll see there'll be graveyards that we're checking, and a lot of those graveyards have a lot of enemies. And knowing the risk of like, okay, if I do go for this graveyard to check for items, which could very much, you know, turn the whole run around, is it still worth the risk? And it's tricky sometimes to make that call.
Yeah, so I mean, you know, you're clearly, you know, every run you do, you gain some piece of knowledge. Like, no matter how minuscule, you get something every time.
Yeah, unless you just have a squirrel jump on your head. That's something I feel like you can't really prepare for in the next run. But that has happened. I've had every single wildlife ruin a run for me. I've had a wild boar bite my horse. I've had a squirrel fall on my head. I've had a lot happen. A lot of scars. But still making the best out of it, you know? Even sheep. I've had a ram me. And that's because I was busy reading a shop, and it just came up and just bonked me in the head.
Isn't that cool?
Yeah.
I was fighting Lanciax the other day. And I was about to go for a riposte, and like I was down to like 1 or 2 flasks, and then as I was running up there, a little ram just gave me a nice little nudge. And then dragon flew away. So, you know, life is all about contrasts. You know, no space is that clearer in than Elden Ring randomizer hitless. What a time to be alive, Domo.
It's crazy, but I know a lot of people are also like, hey, Dom, you know, are you just waiting for DLC and that's why you are doing these kind of crazy run-throughs? And honestly, even with DLC being out, I would still do this run, if I'm being completely honest, because it is very enjoyable in my opinion. And it's got like a hint of prestige, I would say, you know, getting a run like this. It's got, you know, it's got a layer to it where like, if you complete something as monumental as randomizer hitless, like that's something to be talked about, you know. And
Domo, that would give you some gamer score for sure. This would be a big gamer score moment for Domo.
Yeah, exactly.
Look, I'm all aboard the Domo gets the hitless train. Okay, I'm locked in, baby.
It's something, man. I think that's like the fun thing about the gaming community as a whole, though, is like, you know, finding new challenges and then seeing how crazy you can make it, and then everyone just hoping that someone gets it, so you know it's possible, you know. So that's always awesome. We're gonna be going into Dragon Burrow here, by the way, because we want to check Garank, but also, hello there, Class of Dusax. We're gonna talk to this door here now, so we don't get hit by the explosion. Hi, door. Iframes. Very, very useful, especially in this circumstance. Some bosses can be immediately aggressive as soon as you spawn behind them, so I always check just to be safe. In this case, also, by the way, we cannot sit at this grace anymore. This grace is off limits. At least not right now, because if I sit down now, Melina's going to talk to me, and she's going to yap my ear off, and Placid Dusax will reset, fall from the sky, and drop another lightning strike on me, and I'll be mid-dialogue, so I can't get up, and I'll die. So
don't you love gaming?
We leave now. I learned that 2 weeks ago.
That's another. See what I'm saying? Every failed run gives you one small piece of information that you can be like, oh, don't do this weird niche situation.
Yeah, it's very weird.
Like you have to. I say this about speedrunning and challenge runs a lot, especially on this show and on PB Precipice, but like, you have to put yourself in every situation before you can get the run. Like,
Yeah.
unless you get super lucky, you need to fail in like every conceivable way.
So the nice thing here, by the way, is that we have a single Scarlet Rot Knight, or Clean Rot Knight, that's on this bridge, and it's full melee, which means that if you do get a ranged spell, which we have Discus of Light, we can kill this boss for a lot of money. This is a free boss, pretty much. This is a good financial decision, is killing that boss. Also down there, for anyone that can't see it, that is Grafted Scion, also a melee boss. So that's also another boss that we could kill later on as well, most likely. So at least we're looking at here 130,000 runes going in our pocket at some point. Now, here's the thing, Adep, and I'm genuinely curious. If I get Poison Mist, are you down to have a 20-minute conversation with me while we watch a boss die slowly?
While we watch Plassey die incredibly slowly?
Yeah.
Yes, Domo, I will sit with you while we kill Plassey.
All right, sounds good. That is the one tricky part about these runs, is that having Poison Mist to where you can do bosses safely is super useful, but man, does it take a lot of time. So it's always a bit up in the air when I want to do it. I'm like, okay, do I really want to just like invest 20 minutes just to get hit by a beetle, or you know, yeah. We're checking spells here real quick. We have Honed Bolt. That's super cheap. I am going to buy that. So this is another lesson I learned, by the way. Honed Bolt strikes from the, above, as it says in the description. However, people always thought that it was consistent, as in, like, it doesn't matter what it is that you're casting it on, it will always strike and hit. That is a no. Apparently, bats decide that their hitbox doesn't matter, and you can cast it, and they will just, for some reason, pull their neck back for a scream, and that neck pullback will be enough for them not to get hit by the lightning strike, and then attack you. So, yeah, that's another fun little niche thing right there.
Speaking from experience there, Domo?
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit.
Just a little bit, past EG on the side of Carrier Manor at that graveyard. Yeah, that's specific.
Okay, well,
right
that
there.
Graveyard's no good. That graveyard is no good.
It's a no bueno. I'm going to use this key right here just to check the item. There's a lot of like item checks that you want to do just to cover your grounds, because you can get lucky, obviously, and find something really useful. Those are pants, which we don't have any, so now we have pants, but we don't need pants. Just in case we do, we got them.
There have been some good questions in chat that I'll answer really quick about key items. So the key items required to progress through the game, which are Great Runes, namely, are the really important ones for this run, but also, like you saw, the Wondrous Physic in the Church of Marika back there.
Mm-hmm.
Key items are not randomized, and the reason behind that is because the point of this challenge is not to desperately search for Great Runes, because you need 2 of them to access the capital, or to desperately search for the Dectus Lift Medallion halves, or for the Rolled Medallion. The point of this challenge is that the bosses and the enemies and the like normal item drops to make your build are what's hard. If you also had to search for Great Runes, it would just be a chore. And so that is not randomized, but things like Golden Seeds, Physic Ingredients, and Sacred Tears, those are all randomized. So though those may seem like essential items for a playthrough, they are not guaranteed in the slightest.
Repudiator of the false.
Hi, Kenny. And there he goes.
Do you have Golden Tears Golden Seeds and Sacred Tears randomized to important locations though?
They'll mostly be at the Golden Trees and Sacred Tear churches.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But they can also just be in shops.
Yeah. So they cannot be on the ground though. They can't be like.
Right. Yeah. Not
but
just
a spell or
anywhere.
A weapon or any armor or Newman's rune can be on the ground.
Yes. Correct.
So it's worth doing all these random checks.
Yeah. Like for instance, like Lightning Spear, which is like the best incantation spell for this run specifically. That could not be at all in a spell shop or at the Dragon Communion altar, but just be randomly in between 2 trees, So it's always worth checking just to be safe, if it's worth the risk. That's why we do all these graveyard checks, we do all these merchant checks, just to cover as much ground as possible to make sure that I don't miss anything super important. That could be really, really useful for later on. But yeah, like I think randomizer hitless, like you learn a lot of niche stuff that no player will actually really consider. Like I don't think anyone ever really uses soft cotton in this game, but I do. If you don't have any kind of how's it called? Any type of like invisibility or any type of sound deafening spell to help you get through areas, soft cotton actually reduces the sound of your footsteps, which in hitless is really, really good. So you just don't make any noise at all. You can then kind of sneak behind enemies instead of having to fight everything, just in case you don't want to screw it up and get tagged somehow. Speaking of scary graveyards, I'm going to try and just move through this as fast as possible. There is a Crucible Knight up there, which is probably the most annoying thing I'm worried about. So as soon as he gets angry, I'm leaving. He has not gotten angry yet, so I shall grab these items. That snail did get angry, though. And we're out of here. The biggest things you want to look out for when you do graveyards like this is the big birds. They have insane amount of aggro range, and they have an insanely big feet that they stomp with. And they're really, really hard to dodge, so I just don't want to mess with any birds at all. But yeah, right now we're kind of like some people call a collectathon, where I'm just running around and checking a bunch of areas first before doing a boss, because you want as many tools as possible before fighting Marge or Margit in this case. Which could be any boss whatsoever. And Margit's arena is probably the most annoying arena in this whole run. Like, the difficulty, honestly, of the randomizer hit list is very front-loaded. Because you are in the open world, so anything can hit you from anywhere. Anything can spawn. There are night bosses and world bosses that can just tag you. For example, like Radon. If Radon just was a night boss, he would start shooting his arrows from across the map. So there's a lot of things to like really consider, and it's really hard to kind of maneuver around the world safely while getting items while that's happening. And then later on the game gets very closed off and gets very simple to where it's way more skill based and way more, okay, how do I execute this whole section properly, and how do I just avoid being hit by this specific boss rather than any random enemy that could just throw something at me, like that guy right there. I want that item, though. I really want that item. Because that could be Lightning Spear yet again. Okay, here we go. It was useless, which it mostly is. Oh, we gotta be really careful now. So this guy is really interesting. He is a gravity guy. He can throw that rock at you. What I learned the other day, yet again, Ada, is that rock does not have any type of fall off. It just flies. So you see that sorcerer at the lake there? That guy could throw that rock from that lake all the way at my head. And it'd be very precise. So, yeah.
You gotta watch out for gravity magic, is what I'm learning.
Yeah, just everything. Just everything, man.
Just everything.
Just everything, dude. Worst enemy in this run, I would say, is the malformed stars, which are considered Estelle Juniors.
Yes.
They're the upside-down hanging Estelles, pretty much, that can shoot rocks very, very far.
Okay, so I will say this about the malformed stars.
Mm-hmm.
Though they are so annoying, and for hitless so bad, I will say this. There is this interesting thing about Rando, in my opinion, which is that malformed stars being in random locations turns, like, completely normal open world segments into cool stealth missions.
Yeah.
Where, you're like, okay, what can I hide behind in this area that's not designed to hide behind stuff?
Yeah.
And at least in my experience, has created some really interesting situations.
Yeah, no, that's super fair. That's very, very fair. I had a malformed star, I think, on the way to Jarburg once, which there are a lot of pillars in the ground too, and that pretty much was the same exact scenario of like, okay, I have to kind of maneuver around this malformed star without him seeing me. How do I make that happen? It was very interesting.
It's kind of cool. Are you getting this item on the bridge? You're a monster.
Yeah, just that one though, because nothing is aggressive at that point.
Oh, the one on the edge though.
Yeah, not grabbing that. No.
No.
With that, if there are different enemies, sure, but that is a madness troll, and I do not want to upset that guy. I don't know what the hell happens. What is this orange? Hello? I don't know what that is. That might be some hello. That might be some texture stuff. I'm not sure. I'm a little concerned, but I think we're fine.
Something going on with the golem, maybe. Oh,
yeah, I don't know. That was odd. There's a dog and there's an ice troll, which is also very scary because they do yell at you. So you don't want to make them angry either. I'm just going to skip past everything here and go for this beetle, and that's it. I used to go for those items over there at the caravan and everything, but it became way too risky, and I've lost too many runs in that area to condemn it worthy of my time. So yeah, here we are. This is going to be our last stop in Weeping, at the very least, and see what this guy has. Okay, he's got the Great Omen Killer Cleaver, which is really good for killing Grail, by the way. Yeah. So we might actually do that. It's very cheap, $600. That's a nice little Black Friday discount right there. I will buy that, and we'll grab our first, our first memory stone here as well. Yeah, man. Like I said, it's a huge collectathon for like the first 30 to 40 minutes, depending on what the game kind of offers you, and you kind of like make a choice of like, hey, the game has kind of given me some tools that I could use here, which is kind of nice. Do I want to risk it pretty much and go a little further without fighting the first boss, or do I want to just like call it now and try the first boss and see if I'm wasting my time? Because the Market Arena, for example, that is a lobster, by the way. Okay, gotta be careful here. Gotta use a consumable to make sure that turtle dies. For Market, like I said, the arena is very, very small, and a lot of bosses it's almost an automatic loss, pretty much, if you enter the arena and there's Exikes, or there's Lanciacs, Fortisacs, Placidusacs, all these other dragon bosses specifically, but also Royal Revenant, Millennia, a bunch of bosses that need a lot of space for you to fight them properly. You pretty much just lose the run. It doesn't matter how well prepped you are. It's just out the window. And that can be very infuriating. So some people like to rush Market from time to time just to make sure that it isn't a doable boss, and then continue with the rest of the run and make sure that they can collect everything else afterwards too. So yeah. Right now I'm just checking a bunch of areas. I do think once I get some money, we'll be able to actually go ahead and do Margit. Just currently taking my time a little bit here, because I do have a lot of good stuff already kind of going for me. I already have an Erdtree seal, like I said in the beginning. That is the best seal in the game. Requires 40 faith, but it is very powerful. And I have Discus of Light, which is my my bread and butter spell, pretty much. So you have spells that are kind of one-offs or buffs, like Flame Grant Me Strength, Golden Vow, Howl of Shabriri. Those are great buff spells, but then you also want a bread and butter spell that you can cast over and over and over again, like chain cast, pretty much. And Discus of Light, for example, is a very good one. You've got Catch Flame, which is another bread and butter spell. You have Lightning Spear. Frenzy Burst I would not consider a bread and butter spell because it takes a long time to cast. It's very, very strong. It has a lot of like range, but the amount of time it takes just to cast it kind of makes it seem more of a one-off than anything else. And it's very good for NPC fights, but besides that, kind of like falls off at a later point in the game.
I love the safe warp there, not risking jumping to the Spirit Spring from the stairs.
Oh, good incantation, by the way. Flame Fall Upon Them is pretty damn good, I would say. Takes 28 faith. However, it is very good for big bosses, such as tree spirits, Erdtree avatars. Anything that's weak to fire kind of gets melted by that, which is really, really nice. So that's a good pickup. Yeah, I've learned to kind of be like, okay, I don't want to risk it. I've risked it before, and it cost me a really good run, so my greed levels have declined very, very much by the time.
Well, as your PV gets lower, the greed naturally has to get lower because you have to be more trepidatious just so that you're
nice
almost
word.
there. Thank you. You're almost there. You need to be willing to sacrifice time instead of just go for everything.
Yeah.
Was that Gilly? Was that Gilly in front of the Erd tree?
So that's kind of the hard thing.
There's 2 or 3 of them.
There is 3. There's Gillica, there's Margot, and there's Maggie. And it's really hard to tell the difference between the 3 of them. I'm still trying to figure out what the big difference is. Sometimes I think it's like the staff that they use, but then they all look the same. I don't know. It's a little confusing. I just kind of guess.
Do they have different movesets? I can't remember.
Kind of. So Gillica and Margot both, if you at least I would say take away a quarter of their health, they get angry and throw their staff, and they become very feral.
Sucks.
Yeah, and with Maggie, however, just continuously casts magic. And she has a move, though, that is, I would say, a bit worse than the feral other demi-human queens, where she just constantly slams her staff into the ground and pulls it to the side and just does that over and over again if you're in front of her. And that can be kind of hard to dodge. So they all have their moments, I would say. Crab. Do you have a favorite boss in the game, ADF?
I think Godfrey / Goldfrey and Horaloo are the best boss in the game.
That's super fair.
Fighting Goldfrey and Godfrey is so enjoyable to me. Every time I get to fight Goldfrey, I'm like, oh, let's go.
It's a very fun fight. I agree. Especially if you learn some of the movesets and just get more comfortable with the boss. It's very enjoyable. I would agree with that for sure.
It's a relatively easy boss to do hitless, but with melee. But if you fail, it's completely on you.
Yeah. It's a very fair boss, I would say.
Yeah.
100%.
What about you?
Radahn. Radahn is my favorite.
Radahn is cool. I like Radahn.
Yeah, I've been working on a bit of a passion piece of writing about why I think Radahn is the best boss, and I think for me though it's not just the fight and mechanically speaking the boss fight, but it's just everything that goes with it, the whole lore that goes with it, the ambience that goes with it, and just the way the game makes you feel when you enter the arena. I don't know. I think there's a lot that kind of just goes into it, rather than just having, a sexy cutscene what Horaloo has, for example, when he turns into warrior. It's more than that. There's more of a story, I guess.
Yeah, that's fair.
And I really, really like that about him. I really do.
I think Horaloo is just so anime that I'm
yeah. Oh, 100%.
I'm all in. When his throws, I hate dying to them, obviously, but they're so sick.
Yeah. I definitely agree. I think at first, when I first played the game, I was a little confused, and I was like, this is not very FromSofty, having a boss kind of like a Street Fighter character that just starts throwing you across the damn arena and slamming your head in the ground. But then I don't know, after a while it kind of grows on you, and you start to realize it's a really cool boss design. It's very unique and very fun to play.
I have one criticism of Radahn.
Okay.
The horse is too silly.
The horse is too silly. What exactly does that mean?
He is huge, bro, and his horse is tiny.
Yeah,
I didn't understand in my first playthrough. I was like, why did they do this? They gave this really serious boss a cartoonishly small horse.
Yeah, that's all lore too. That's all lore. That's pretty much Radahn when he was growing up. He was very, very small. He wasn't as big as he was or is when you fight him. And Radahn grew in size when he actually acquired a part of the Great Rune, which is the half that you get, or the shard that you get. That's the reason that he grew so much, is because the power made him grow into a giant, pretty much. And with that, he then learned gravitational magic to even ride the horse, because he loved his horse so much. He was like, I'm getting too big for my own horse. I don't want to kill it, but I want to keep riding my horse. So I'm gonna go to Celia, which is just over here somewhere, and learn magic and learn gravitational magic, so I can levitate over my horse instead. So there's no weight on him, but I can still ride my favorite horse.
Okay, I'm sold.
You know what I mean? Like, isn't that beautiful? Isn't that like?
It is beautiful, but the problem with FromSoft games is that you say an opinion about a boss, and then somebody's like, okay, well, you didn't read lore document number 40, in which a character named Brimbus explains how in his time with Radon in the capital, he understands. Like, it's like I played 100 hours in the game and I have no idea what you're talking about.
It's all context, I guess, in that for sure. I agree.
But no, I that's a very fun story. I do like it.
Yeah, I mean, it's the same with like any Souls game, I would say. Like, it's like people that see like Osiris, right, for the first time are like, oh, that's a gross boss. Why is there a baby crying? I'm weirded out. Let me go. You know, and then you actually learn the story. Like, dude, this is like fascinating. Like, this is actually like kind of cool. But that's like the one gripe I do have with Souls games personally is the lore is so inaccessible for how cool it is. You know,
it is very cool, and obviously making it somewhat inaccessible gives it a cooler allure. Like, you really have to search for it. But at the same time, it's like, sometimes it's so inaccessible that, like, I play the whole game and I don't even know who the main characters are. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, when you fight Radagon at the end of Elden Ring, I'm like, wait, who's this again? Like, I know, but I don't know, you know, on my first playthrough.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's how I felt with, like, Dark Souls 3, for example. I played through the game, and I was like, okay, that's cool. I don't know who the hell anyone is, but that was fun.
Yeah. Is this Soul of Cinder a person? I recognize those movesets. Who is he?
Yeah, and it's like, that's why also, okay, this is me going to be just, swooning over Radon, but genuinely, that's why I like the Radon fight as well, is because compared to every other boss fight, you know, like,
you get a lore introduction.
Exactly. You look at Margit, you look at Moog, they all just have a monologue that is just a very high fire giant. He's just in the distance, getting his prayers in for the day. They always have like this monologue that just is very vague and sometimes just arbitrary, and you're like, okay, I don't know exactly what that means, but you sound kind of cool. Voice acting is pretty on point. This might be a cool boss. But with Radon, you get this whole cutscene that has a story, and you're like, yo, okay, this is a dude that literally, look at this guy. This guy has a ballista, and he's waiting for me to go into the normal door. This guy. How much did they pay him? I don't even know. Okay, no good spells. That really sucks. Oh, this is actually not too bad, but that's fine. And with Radon, you have like this whole cutscene that like explains why he's insane, explains why he's in this battlefield, why he needs to die, all this stuff, and you're like, holy hell, man, that's I don't know, like, it's way more of an introduction piece than it is just like, hey, I am a god, you can't kill me, and then you kill him, and you're like, okay, well, that was cool. It's, I don't know. That's one thing I wish they did more in the game, is have more Radon cutscenes for other bosses that like have more introduction to them than just monologues.
No, I like this justification you're giving. I think it's convincing.
Yeah. Or am I just talking too much?
No. I think whatever YouTube video you're writing will be good.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I think that's for any Souls game though too. Just like imagine having a boss that just has a cutscene like Radon's that just like gives a little bit of backstory and a little bit of understanding about like who they are and what their motives are. And I think that would create more of a bond with the player and the bosses.
I would agree.
Yeah. But that's also a personal take too. Obviously some people are gonna be like, I love the way the lore is suggested and stuff. So everyone teach their own, pretty much. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and kill Grail. Oh, there we go.
I'm trying to think of any. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, I was gonna say I know so far it's not been very interesting, so I'm just trying to make up for it with conversation.
No, you're good. You're good.
Okay.
I'm trying to think of like any other bosses in FromSoft games where like it feels like there's a lot of lore beforehand that's immediately available rather than having to search for it.
Yeah.
And I can't really think of any.
There aren't really that many, if at all. Yeah. I think I sat down for a while and tried to figure that out myself too. I was like, oh yeah, are there any other cutscenes like Radahn's where it's just like this introduction thing, and it's not really. There's a couple, I would say, monologues where it makes sense to where you can kind of make a story out of it.
Yeah.
Kind of like, to a degree, the Morgott cutscene, I would say, has a good amount of lore to it. Where you're able to understand why he's angry, why he's there, like all that stuff. Makes a bit more sense. But for a lot of FromSoft bosses, it's pretty much just, hey, you showed up. All right, I have to kill you now. And that's pretty much it.
Somebody in chat said Vendrick, which is true, I think. You learn a lot about Vendrick throughout Dark Souls 2. It's not a required boss, but...
Wait, who?
Vendrick, the king, towards the end of Dark Souls 2, the like guy that's walking around really sad in that room.
Okay. Sorry, I played Dark Souls 2 once. I have no idea.
Ah, well,
that's my own fault.
To me, that's a good answer. Like, he's talked about so many times in Dark Souls 2 before you see him.
Yeah.
That's a good example.
Yeah.
Also, using bleed to kill Grail early, the slow way, just for a bunch of runes.
Yeah, I have to hurry up now. I accidentally did it wrong. I ate the foot already, but I should be fine.
It's 3 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah, you should be fine. Should be fine. Yeah, Dark Souls 2 I only played once, so sadly there's a lot of lore that I don't know about. I wish I did, though.
The first FromSoft game I played was Bloodborne, and I was obsessed with the lore for like the month after I finished the game.
The Bloodborne lore is interesting.
Yeah. It feels more cohesive than some of the other Dark Souls games, if I'm being honest.
Yeah, I could see that. I mean, same with Sekiro though. Like, I like Sekiro. There's a lot more of a narrative going on.
Oh well, Sekiro has the most through-line narrative of any from.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, I've never played Kingsfield, but so I can't comment on that.
What would you say, even not necessarily Elden Ring, but any game, what do you think has the best story in gaming history?
The best story in gaming history?
Yeah, sir.
Oh, you're running away. Why are you running away? Doesn't that sometimes cause it to bug?
No, it only bugs if you sit down.
Best story in gaming. Pac-Man.
Actually,
doesn't get much simpler than that, baby.
all right, touche.
No, I don't actually feel that way.
Hey, if you did, that was okay, dude. I believe you.
I don't know. As far as like story in games, I don't know. Halo 3, I thought was an interesting conclusion to the Halo trilogy in my eyes. Twilight Princess has a great story. I really like the story in Twilight Princess.
I have yet to play it. I always thought Twilight Princess looked pretty good, but I've never actually gotten Dabble to play it.
It's incredible.
Which is a shame.
In my opinion, the best 3D Zelda.
Okay. How do you feel about Phantom Hourglass?
I like Phantom Hourglass. I grew up on that game.
I think it's very underappreciated.
I have a framed Phantom Hourglass poster. I am looking at it right now.
That's pretty cool. For some reason, I feel like it gets like random hate.
It gets a lot of hate because people hate cohesively on the DS Zelda titles. I have not played Spirit Tracks. I have heard that the pacing is really bad in Spirit Tracks.
I don't like Spirit Tracks either.
And I think Phantom Hourglass gets a lot of residual hate as a result, but I think that overall Phantom Hourglass is actually pretty enjoyable. I don't think it is a super amazing game, but I like it.
Yeah. No, that's super fair. That's super fair, though.
Link Between Worlds is the best Zelda, in my opinion.
Never played it.
It's incredibly good. Also the best Zelda speedrun, but this is a whole other topic.
Quick question. I'll let you kind of pick here. So we have a couple different weapon options here. We have Siluria's Tree, which is a great spear, which has a really powerful Ash of War that takes a while to cast, but is like very, very, very strong. We can go with that one, or we go with the Michelin Knight's Sword, which is, I just lost it, hold on, right here. Which has a really good Ash of War for Death Birds specifically, but overall has a really good Charge Dart too. What would you like to see?
Do either of them scale better than C with Faith?
Yes. Both of them scale just the same, pretty much, I would say.
I hate Death Birds.
Okay, so we're going with the Michelin Knight's Sword?
10,000 is really expensive.
It is. The other one's 3,500.
Your seal is somber.
Correct.
And they're both somber weapons?
Correct.
Let's do Siluria's.
Okay, sounds good. Here we go.
Also, any reason that you don't do the Merchant in Weeping that's over by the shack past the guy?
Oh, yeah. So here on the map, our handy dandy map here, we have a lot of enemies right here. We have a lot of enemies right here, a lot of them right here that are patrolling. Some over here, some over here. Then you have some in this graveyard over here, and then you have a bunch of them patrolling over here. Giant mausoleum over here with more units over here, and a lot of them units on the beach as well, kind of hanging out.
Understood.
And a couple more enemies over here.
Understood.
You kind of just want to avoid that section. I used to go for it, to be honest. I used to check it, but it honestly was not worth it. It really wasn't. And 9 times out of 10, whenever I checked the seed afterwards, after I lost a run, be like, oh, where is this spell? It never said Weeping. And so the item checks, I just didn't seem like were worth my time for the risk. The only time I would ever go here is if I had to dupe a Remembrance for the Mausoleum. That's the only time I'd ever risk it.
Gotcha.
So yeah, it's something I wish I would check more often, but I know it's so high risk that I just don't want to do it anymore.
And so you also don't risk Liurnia early?
No, I do. I just sometimes do a little bit of shopping first to see if I can get at least a tool to get across this area, because there are going to be
quite a few enemies
seven enemies in total. Yeah, there's 3 on the first half, then 4 on the next half. That could be something that I have to kill. So in order to have the tools necessary to deal with that, I just do a bunch of shopping around first. Yeah.
Nice.
That's pretty much it. I'm beginning to realize how much time I've sunk into this damn game, specifically this challenge, by how much I talk and explain what's going on. So yeah, I appreciate anyone that is watching and listening.
Guys, go follow Domo, please.
Okay.
It's a little Christmas treat. As you can see, Santa Claus and a Christmas tree are present. Santa's little helper, Captain Domo. It would be a nice Christmas miracle if you'd all follow Domo. Domo's been grinding this challenge as well as a lot of other amazing stuff. He recently started dabbling in Kaizo Ironmon and Pokemon. Lots of great stuff over on the Domo stream. You will not regret spending your time there. And everybody that watches is a little bit of a freak, and Domo's got freaky little emotes, so it's a good time.
I appreciate that. Thank you very much, man. That's very kind of you.
Anybody post the Domo thumb emote? That's a real winner.
True, though. I love that one. That's such a good emote. All right, so what I'm going to do here, by the way, is I have 30 faith, which I said before, this seal needs 40 faith. We don't have that yet, which means we need money. I'm going to +2 this Siluria's Tree. Actually, I'm going to +3 it And we're going to go and kill that Clean Rot Knight, because as I mentioned, that is a melee boss. So I can use the Ash of War just to keep knocking him over and killing him. We'll go with the Somber 4. That's fine. All right. Let's see how much damage we do.
Do you have access to more 3s and 4s in shops?
Yes.
Good.
Yeah, just to make sure that I had everything available. I don't put everything into strength, by the way. So you see that like right now, it's like, hey, you can't use your Solarius tree because you don't have the stats for it because it needs 27 strength instead of 20. But if I two-hand it, now I can use it because I'm using both hands. And everyone knows 2 hands is better than 1 hands. So, yeah.
Do you have more feet?
I do not, but this is about 90,000, I would say. So
I think this is like 80 or 85 or something.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that part. He does dodge. Ah, shit. Well, we're gonna be a little bit risky here and use it when it gets kind of close.
Just don't get hit by the AOE's that this guy can do.
Yeah, as you can see though, like he does. A little bit farther. Okay, here we go. He does get knocked over. Oh, I lied. Never mind. I'm scared. But I also we have good enough damage here. I'm just gonna wait for him to move forward.
Maybe he just gets like poised up by that guard attack.
Yeah, I would possibly something like that. Either way, luckily I can just go ahead, just continuously spam it, and that will allow me to get the money that I need.
Yeah, it looks like when he goes for that guard, he's able to stay up.
He doesn't like... Oh! Okay, that was a little too close. He kind of mind-gamed me there. Okay, that should be good enough, though. And there it is. First boss down, 90,000 in my pocket. 80,000, I lied.
I told you it was 80. I told you, Domo.
Dude, it's confusing. I think this one gives you 80,000. Oh, Blackblade Kindred gives you 88,000, and then the boss over there at the big tree gives you 89,000. So I don't know.
And then what? Knight's Cav gives like 45, 47?
42, yeah.
42.
Yeah.
How much brain rot we must have to know these things?
Oh, I know. Oh, woe is me.
Get to play video game for a living.
Let's see. Grafted Silent we could technically fight, but honestly I don't trust Grafted Silent with this weapon. I'd be a little too concerned about that. There was the Demi-Human Queen here. I don't know if it's Gillica or if it's Margot. We could fight that at some point, just not right now. I think honestly we can just go ahead and go to Liurnia at this point and clear out that bridge. And check out the 2 incant books that we get in Liurnia, and also pay a visit to Turtle Pope, everyone's favorite NPC. Doggy.
Once you cross this Liurnia pathway,
yeah.
How do you feel about taking our first break?
Yeah, we can set the grace. That works.
Let's go.
Sounds good to me. Also, when we're talking about, by the way, sheep that ram you because they hate you, it's only the ones that actually have those horns. See this guy running at me? He wants to hit me. He doesn't like me because he's got the horns. So the normal sheep don't want to hit you. It's only the ones that have the rams because they ram. Because, yeah.
You hate to see it.
Yeah, you know. Talk about, a deer problem in the Midwest. We have a ram problem in the lands between.
Is there a deer problem in the Midwest?
There always has been. There are too many. There's gosh darn too many of them. Eating all the grass, rubbing their antlers on the trees. Yeah, man. I don't know. So first half is pretty A-okay. And then we have 3 enemies right here, which in this case is a bat, a zombie guy, and a Lanedale Knight. If we play it smart, we just run through here real quick. That bat is going to see us and is going to be angry. But if we just keep on booking it, we should be fine. Just hope that there isn't anything scary over here. We have this guy, which is a little scary because he casts, but everything else just kind of sits there. There's a slug, there is a miner, and some other stuff that just... They're very, very slow, so that was a very safe bridge, to be honest. I didn't have to kill anything. It is nice.
Nice.
Unlike having a tree spirit just sit there or, you know, a rune bear that is just waiting to eat your head off.
Yeah, no
So,
good.
okay, we can do a break here.
Awesome. Gamers, we will be right back with more Challenger approaching and more GDQ hotfix in just a few seconds. Do not go anywhere. Stay right where you are. We'll be right back. Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Games Done Quick Hotfix. My name is Adef. This is Challenger approaching. Lots of exciting stuff coming down the pipeline, most notably, starting this weekend, we have Unapologetically Black and Fast. That's going to be live on February 16th to the 19th. Come celebrate by watching a 4-day event full of speedruns and black joy. Use exclamation UBAF in Twitch chat for more info. But right now, we've got Captain Domo doing Elden Ring Randomizer Hitless. So far, no hits. We're an hour in, no hits. And the prep is coming along nicely, and then we'll be ready to do some bosses. Domo, you ready?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
All right,
Just
let's do it, baby.
rotating my dude like a rotisserie chicken while he's T-posing.
He's ready to cook.
There we go. So for everyone that has missed the last hour, we're doing Randomizer Hitless, which means we're randomizing the whole game, items, enemies, and bosses, and then try to beat the whole game, any percent style, without taking a single hit. So far, we have checked already a huge part of the map and are currently just finishing up the collectathon of checking merchants / item locations for good stuff, and then we'll go into what is pretty much considered, you know, boss rush mode. So that should be pretty cool. Currently looking for 2 more faiths so I can wield the Erdtree seal, and then we're good to go.
Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
Let's go. Let's go.
All right, let's go.
Let's go. Okay, good. You've seen that video.
I love that video. It's so good.
Right, let's go.
Let's go. Oh, he sounds so happy too when he says it, man.
All right, let's go.
And then it's like the most mid EDM you've ever heard.
Dude, I'm not gonna lie, it's weird because I grew up on those like carnivals too. So like seeing it like turn into something like that was just absolutely amusing to me. It's weird because yeah, like I think carnivals. Oh, my game crashed. Carnivals in the U.S. and in Germany are just so different. You know, the vibe is just very, very different.
Yeah, you grew up in Germany, didn't you?
Yeah. For the first like.
What's the vibe like at carnivals in Germany? Also, the game will crash somewhat frequently. Just FYI, the rando is not super stable.
Yeah. I would say it's more like it was a bit hard to explain, but it's more of a party vibe at a carnival. You know what I mean? Like in the US, I feel like it's not really a party vibe. It's like I'm ready to throw up and lose some money at some crappy arcade games kind of vibe.
Yes.
And like and in Germany, it's like they have like EDM, like you said, at random rides, they'll have EDM playing and like other like house music and stuff like that, and it's like families with their grandparents just hanging out, spinning in cups and stuff. It's very, it's very different for sure. I think like with like US carnivals, like it's way more food angled, I would say,
Yes,
which I appreciate the food a lot. Like the German carnival food, I would say is somewhat mid, but the vibes are pretty awesome. But for like American carnivals, I would say the food is definitely top tier. And like,
okay, well, American carnivals also be like awful for you. It's so bad. Like, do you want to? It's fried cheese. Are you interested?
True, very true. I would agree, but it's still like, I don't know, like it's like tasty.
Yeah. No, it's very yummy. It's very.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, those are the right there. This guy right here that you're looking at, that's the helmet that I have on. Right here, this guy.
Yeah.
These little freakazoids. They yeah, I think they're funny. They're those guys and the marionettes are like some of the funniest enemies in the game in my opinion. Because if you hit them, they just like hot circuit and just freak out. Like, I can't believe you touched me.
Like when they shoot the little arrows and like doink, 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 doink.
Yeah, pretty much. They just like hot circuit. This guy's gonna eyeball me and then be like, "Oh, I didn't know that was a thing," and then just look away.
Skyrim style.
Yeah, it is very enjoyable to see some of these enemies just like stare at you, like they don't like they look at you and you feel like they're seeing you, but they're just computing. You know what I mean? I don't know. It's a it's a very odd experience when you're looking at an enemy and they're looking right back at you, and it's them just figuring out, is there someone actually right there right now? You know, like they've been standing there for 300 years and they just finally
they're like, no
bump
way.
into something. Yeah, exactly.
I must be hallucinating this. What's the lore?
I'm crazy.
What's the lore in Elden Ring for like how long ago was the shattering?
That's a good question.
Like, was it yesterday? Or,
no.
Or what, presumably it was like 100 years ago or something.
Yeah, I think it's around like 200 years or something, to my understanding, but I might be off on that too. I don't know exactly the time frame between the shattering and now.
Because like, how is Godfrey like not dead?
Because time, I guess, runs a little bit differently. I would say, like he's also not like, very human.
Is he not?
Dude's built. Have you seen him?
Okay, but like, I don't know. It's a Dark Souls game. People be built like all kinds of stuff.
True. Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Because like
I don't
he's
know.
not. You don't get like demigod felled when you kill him.
Yeah, you get. I don't know. What do you get? Legend felled or something?
Legend or great enemy or something.
Yeah.
According to George R.R. Martin, it was 5,000 years ago. Dude, what?
So, like, with Godfrey, for example, I'm not too sure if he, like, ages like a normal human being. And even then, if he is aging the same in the Lands Between as it is.
Fair. And he wasn't even in the Lands Between. He was, like, somewhere else.
Yeah, he was in the Badlands. Yeah, so a little lore drop here. Queen Marika, married Godfrey, and then pretty much gave him Sarash, which is the golden lion that you see in the boss fight, to reduce his bloodlust. So before Queen Marika married him, basically Godfrey was like this absolute barbaric man that was just, hunkalese, if you will, and will just go ahead and kill anything and everything that he sees. And she's like, you know what? I would love for you to be, my husband and run the Lands Between with me, but you're too much of a crazed lunatic. So here's a tiger, and that will calm you down. And so Siraj pretty much like stops all the bloodlust that Godfrey feels. And then he becomes fit for a king. And then she just decides one day, hey, you should go and rampage the Badlands and go away, so I can go and marry Radigan instead. And so he goes off and goes on this like mission trip pretty much to clear this area for Queen Marika.
Huh. And Marika is a god? Question mark.
She's an Empyrean, so yes.
A what, bro? What do you mean? Lore piece uncovered. What are you talking
like
about?
Empyreans have things called shadow beasts, to my understanding, which is
what? No, these are not real. You're making this up.
No, I'm
bro.
not making this up. So, because here's the thing, right?
What is an Empyrean, dude?
An Empyrean is like a royal bloodline, to my understanding, that she's a part of, and then the outer gods or the Thingers choose someone to be the ruler of the Lands Between. To my understanding, that's how it works anyways. I might be a little off on that, but that's kind of like the core components. And Ronnie, for example, is also an Empyrean. And so Malekith is Marika's shadow beast, which kind of like is like a pet pretty much that also has its own attributes. And Malekith in this regard pretty much... Oh, hold on a second. You see that guy right there?
Yeah,
That's
dude,
not
he
a
about
cool
to shoot
guy.
you. He about to shoot. Even if you sit down, he about to shoot
I don't like that. I don't like that. That's what you gotta watch out for, these rando hitless runs. That. I'm just waited out a little bit. It's gonna shoot another arrow. But yeah, pretty much she. So what she does is she pretty much makes dying non-existent. Like you can't die. And Malekith is the only gatekeeper of death, with having the emblem of death pretty much on his hand, or the rune of death on his hand, which then Ronnie steals and then kills Godwin the Golden with Godwin the Golden by assassinating him. For anyone that's curious, so like imagine pretty much a world where you're a god, and one of the Empyrean children then assassinates one of your kids. And you thought that death wasn't possible. You know what I mean? That's pretty insane, in my opinion. It's like, oh, death can't happen. All of a sudden, yoink, you know, one of your children is just pretty much destroyed. So hopefully in the DLC we'll learn more, though.
All I know is heresy, all things.
Heresy is all things.
Heresy do be all things.
Very well. Heresy is all things.
Sadly, no good spells. Okay, well that was very disappointing. We got 2 books, but nothing worthwhile. So we're pretty much gonna have to run with Discus, and that's pretty much it, which kind of sucks. But hopefully we find a random spell at some point. We'll see. We do have a really good weapon though, so I can't really complain too much.
And it's +4, which is good for a while.
Yeah. Obviously, you want to be as high as possible for Hitless, but at the very least, it's still somewhat of a nice damage boost. Oh, Archery Avatar. Okay, all right. Obviously, I'm trying to memorize like what some of the bosses are that I've seen so far, so I can kind of expect the best or worst case scenario for Margit. You know. So far, not a lot of horrible. That was scary.
Oh my god, how did you live that?
You know what? Magic hands. I don't know.
You double jumped in midair. Like you got both jumps while you were in midair.
Yeah, I don't know. I honestly, I don't know. That's never happened before where I slid off like that. But you know what? That's okay. We had Moog. I saw a Moog. I saw a Fire Giant Phase 2, Millennia.
Where'd you see Millennia?
She was the one at the very beginning, the Grafted Scion.
Oh, was she Grafted Scion? I didn't see.
Yeah. Starmark Axe is actually pretty good too, but Slurious Tree is a little bit better. But yeah, so I think so far not a lot of big bosses out of the way, and I don't like that. That's a little nerve-wracking. I wish I would have seen a bit more crappy stuff, like more dragons. But hopefully we see those in Liurnia. There are quite a few boss checks that we can do. And hopefully, yeah, they can check those off for a list.
Let's go.
Oh, game crash again.
Let's go. All right, let's go.
Man, what I'm hearing is that I need to watch a couple Vadi videos.
Yeah. The lore is really good. Like I know a lot of people complain because they have to watch Vadi to understand what's going on, but that's what I'm saying with like I wish the lore was just a bit more accessible, man. So like more people can like actually like fall in love with the story, because it is very fascinating in my opinion to just like understand what's going on in the world of the Elden Ring, you know. And yeah, I don't know. There's just so much. I mean, it's the same with Dark Souls 3, though, and every other FromSoft game, you know, where you don't find out about Yorm the Giant. You're like, oh, why is this giant here? You know, and you go to kill him. Like, I never really even understood the lore implications to why I have to go kill these lords for their ashes. Didn't make any sense to me until, like, I read up on the lore and watched some videos, and I was like, oh, okay, so, like, it's because they refuse to show up. That's why we go out and kill them, because they don't want to do this whole process. And I'm you're the deciding factor pretty much. That's why you go out and kill Yorm, because Yorm is like, hey, I'm just gonna sit here in my room because I'm angry at myself. because I let down the people that hated me. You know, and you start to feel bad and sad, and then hey, next thing you know, it's New Game Plus. That's the process, man.
Next thing you know, it's New Game Plus. That's kind of life, honestly.
True, very
Think
true.
about it. If you don't stop and look around once in a while, you might miss it. That's Ferris Bueller said that. One of the famous Tarns.
He do be saying that.
The wind-up for Soluria's tree is so sick.
It's so sick.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. It's very menacing.
It's like you're turning on like a lawnmower. Like it's like
yeah. It's like launching a torpedo. it's really freaking cool. It's all holy power too, which is pretty sick. I'm just clearing out this graveyard here real quick to check up on some possible goodness. Oh, there we go. That's something. That is something, and I like it.
the Dragon Heart,
Yes.
because it gives you access to new incants.
You are correct. Also, oh, it's a slug. Okay, I was like, there's an enemy missing. It's just a. Do you see how missable that is?
It is very missable.
Oh,
And that could hit you.
Oh yeah, it has like little spikes that it shoots out because it's angry.
Everything is so angry.
I mean, I'd be too if I'd be living in this place.
I mean, I guess that's fair.
You know what I mean? Like you try to go grocery shopping, you just have a ice lobster blast you in the head.
I don't think there's much grocery shopping happening in the lands between. I mean, I don't even know if the Shattering was 5,000 years ago. I don't know how any of these people are alive. So.
Oh, you know, it's just berries. You know,
fruit.
Have a good old berries and a good sleep routine. You could live 5,000 years.
It's all about the moisturizer.
Yeah.
Or so I've been told.
It's all about the sunbathing, you know. And
Yeah.
hanging out with penguins in a lake. Hi, penguin. Can you squawk for me? Oh, he
There
just
are
sits
penguins
down.
in this game? Dude, what?
He just sat down. Okay. Hi, Dragonkin Soldier.
I did not know there were penguins. I have a lot of hours in this game. I've never seen a penguin, or at least I've never paid attention.
My favorite is the crystal crab. I hope we get to see one. That'd be really cool. They're kind of rare. But it's literally just a crab, but it's a miniature crab. So you see the big one over there in the distance? It is like really, really small. It's smaller than my horse, and it's got crystals on it. It looks really, really cool. That's my favorite crab in the game.
It's my favorite crab in the game.
Yes, sir.
Commentary you would only receive on Challenger Approaching.
Here we go. Let's see. Probably not powerful enough, but I should be able to kill it. Nope. Got it. 3 casts just because I can't wield the damn thing. But we still got it. Well. All right. This is one of the scarier sections because there's a lot of enemies here. Got to look around a lot. But we just hug to the right here, and we should be good to go. That is a Kindred of Rot, which I do not like. They shoot good old lasers at you. I'm going to hug to the left here because there's another enemy. It's a hand, so that's fine. It's not that crazy. But yeah, this is where I said, like, you know, a lot of the like challenge is front-loaded because there could be a malformed star anywhere and just like blast you and your challenge is over. So you do a lot of these, you know, where you're just like looking around real quick. Do I see a tail in the sky? No? Okay, cool. That's pretty much. Oh, here we go. This is one of my least favorite enemies. Is the same guy as before, but he levitates for some damn reason. Why does he levitate, game? Get away from me. Dude just walks on air. It's trippy.
I thought they were your favorite. You're wearing the helmet.
Well, yeah. Well, I mean, some of them are. The ones that levitate, not so much. He can literally climb anything. It's really weird. Look at him. He's just walking right at me. Do you see that? It's messed up, dude. Look at him. Do you see this guy? No room for privacy. He's just... Okay, well, this is a very powerful structure, apparently. Go away. Can I hit him through the wall? Hold on. Let me try this. Stop. What? Oh, there we go. Oh, now he's hot wiring. Look at him go. God, I love him. There we go, you freak. All right. Telling you, man, those guys are scary.
Domo! He's like trying to get your attention.
What is this, the Eric Andre meme? Let me in!
Let me in!
Let me in! All right, well, that search kind of went sour, I would say, but we can go do a couple more boss checks, then go for good old Margit. See how that goes.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, that's what they all say. Next thing you know, you're being absorbed by Queen America.
Chat room, any absorbers? Any absorbed?
All right, we get to make an item check here, but also get to check the night boss that's here. Which, with my currently very old eyes, I can't see who that is. It's a dude. It looks like Ancient Hero Zamor, I think. Do I have a bow? No. I think it's Ancient Hero Zamor, if I am not mistaken, because of the armor is shining, and Ancient Hero Zamor has silver armor. That is an Ancient Hero Zamor. God dang, I just play this game too much. Okay, let's go to EG.
Domo, how you feeling about the run so far?
So far, I don't know. I'm not gonna lie. It's very much up in the air, just because like I'm not getting like a good kit necessarily, you know? Like I don't feel super confident in the kit that I currently have, and the more time that passes, the more I'm scared about Margit just being a very stupid boss that I can't do anything about. So I don't know, a little bit on edge. How are you, Adif?
Oh, you know, Domo, I'm chilling, baby.
All right, let's go.
Oh, man. At the very least, here we are. What's up, EG?
I am an old soul.
Perhaps. I forgot. What does he say? Perhaps something? Perhaps something. Do you do any, you do impressions, right, Adif?
Sometimes, yeah.
What's like your best impression that you got?
My Smeagol isn't too shabby.
Okay. Do we get to hear a little bit of that?
Oh, Domo. Dance, monkey, dance.
Hey, that's what I do, man. Isn't that what we're all here for? Okay.
I can't believe you're checking this graveyard right now.
It's only got 5. What the heck is going on with my thing? It's like...
Slopes. You're getting sloped.
Yeah, I'm getting seriously sloped. Here's how you can mess with the AI, though. You see that this guy, like, sees me, and then, like, he's not in combat, though? It's because he's checking. So you can kind of, like, pull enemies away from, like, a group. This is stupid.
Maybe if you go above him.
Yeah, like this, maybe. That is so silly. But it worked. Hurry! Alright. I'm still waiting, by the way. Where's the Smeagol? Hello?
What is there a Smeagol line you enjoy?
Yeah, just give me the, give me the usual, you know? Give me that.
Have you seen Lord of the Rings?
I've seen a portion.
A portion? What do you mean?
I've seen a portion. Oh. What up there, snail man? Oh, no, he's yelling at me. You know, there's a thing called sleep, and I needed some of it when I was watching, so.
Okay, well, you should give the extended editions a proper try. But I'll give you. Railcoon has asked for one in particular where Samwise Gamgee is cooking up some rabbits, or conies, as he calls them, and Gollum slash at this point Smeagol is not interested in cooked rabbits.
Okay. Okay.
So what does Sam say? Well, first Smeagol goes like,
Stupid fat hobbitses, you ruined it. Give it to us raw and wriggling.
That's pretty good.
and then Sam's like, you'll spoil Mr. Frodo's appetite.
That was good though. That was really good, man.
I like, my personal favorite is I like
We eat the fish, so juicy, sweet.
that's my fave.
That's pretty good, man. That's pretty good. Also, we got a new helmet, by the way, that does give us faith. So.
Oh, yo, let's go.
Gonna wear that now. One.
One.
Just a good old one, dude. This one actually does give us tooth faith, but that makes us medium load, and I don't like that. So I'm gonna stick with the one for now.
Do you like to upgrade stam at all?
At some point, once I reach like 50 faith, I'll do a little bit of stam, yeah. But I do take my time on that. It's like a very secondary, third, or kind of stat that I level.
Can we have a Kermit off? No, we did the Kermit Miss Piggy last time, I think.
Oh yeah, I think so. Yeah. True. I've been learning some new impressions too. So I've been.
Oh yeah,
what have
you been working on?
I got a Watto from Star Wars.
Watto.
Yeah, dude.
Let's hear it. Wait. Is that the guy that sells Anakin?
Yeah.
Why do I even know his name, bro? Okay, let's hear
he's
your
awesome.
Watto.
He's funny, dude.
Let's hear your Watto impression.
Okay, I need a line. I forget his lines.
What's it?
Jedi.
Yeah.
Your Jedi mind tricks don't work on me. Only money.
That's pretty good. I don't really remember what he sounds like, but I think that is it. I haven't seen Phantom Menace in like a decade, dude.
A lot of people don't, yeah. No money, no parts, no deal. Something like that, anyways. I forget his lines, but
I do an R2 impression, but there's two problems with it. One is that I've tried it over Discord before, and it just does not work because Discord noise.
Oh
gets because it's not speaking.
Yeah.
And then the other problem is I think my neighbors would kill me. Because I just do the R2 scream, and that's it. I can't do any of the beeps or boops. It's just the scream.
I feel like beeps or boops are pretty tough anyways, because it's literally a robot.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm trying to think if I do any other Star Wars. I can kind of do Chewie, but not any better than people who can actually do Chewie.
I can't do that at all.
Like, I can do the, like, oh, God, my voice is too dry. Hang on.
It's
That's so bad.
So like you're just like trying to gargle something real quick.
Okay, I just muted my mic to try it, and for some reason I can't do it right now, so I'm not gonna try.
No worries, dude. Don't even worry about it. I appreciate the Smeagol. That was great.
Thanks.
I got another 3 or 4, by the way. I'm gonna sell everything that I have now and just try to go for Margit and hope for the best.
Yeah, upgrade the seal.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Oh, yes, sir. Oh, let's go. All right, let's go.
There we go. We don't have a lot of money, which I'm not a big fan of. However, hold on. The nice thing about Hitless is that you don't need armor or talismans that are defensive, so you can just sell everything, which is very nice. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that just to get myself a little bit of extra cash in the pocket.
Yeah, not having to spend runes on Vig is also really nice.
Yeah. Very, very much. So yeah, we got an extra like 12,000 off of just selling armor, which is extremely useful. I'm gonna level Faith once just so I can use the seal, and then we'll buy the stones. So, boop. So I have 13,000 left. I have the helmet, so that way I can use the seal now. We have Honed Bolt, Discus, and Flame Fall Upon Them, which are all great spells. We can't use Discus right now because we don't have 13 intelligence. So hopefully Actually, wait. Hold the phone. I am a genius. I just remembered. Hold on a second. Touche. Stargazer's heirloom. I have intelligence now. I'm a smart boy. Okay, let's go. Let's go. So now I can actually use that spell because that gives us 5 intelligence. One other thing we're going to do, we're going to buy this death root and then check Garank because that way we can get access to 2 more spell checks, which are going to be from D, who's sitting at round table at the moment. We're going to grab some of these things to help out with, flasks. We're going to buy that Starlight Shard because it's cheap. I'm going to go ahead. I'm going to buy these later, not right now. And I need 1 more key for the Assassin's Prayer book. So we can do 2 more spell checks and see if we can get Lightning Spear.
I think you actually had quite a few Stone Sword keys.
I had 1. Now I got 2. Okay. Let's go. Okay, let's go. Let's go, man. Oh, man. This is going to be... I really hope Margaret is nothing stupid, bro. I'm going to be so... bummed for GDQ. You know, I'm already nervous regardless when I do this on my own stream, but like I really want Margaret to be a good boss so that we can just like keep moving rather than it being like, oh well, there goes that, you know, and then just being a bit of a bummer would be the only thing.
It's gonna be fine.
Yeah, for the most part. Oh. Dragon. Right. Okay, and we're good. Hi. Okay, so we checked this. So now, hopefully, honestly, we can find Poison Mist. That'd be beautiful. Here we go. Assassin's Prayer book to Korhan.
It's incantate. Very well.
And we get nothing. Cool. Very cool. And then, what's up, D? How's it going, homie?
Unless you...
And we talked to him again.
Then owing, I think, you the power of...
Okay, now that is something worth talking about. That is Golden Vow, ladies and gentlemen. That is one of the buff spells for incantations. We need 5 grand.
Pretty good one.
Very good one. Incantation lasts 90 seconds and it buffs 15%. I think is it 15%? Or is it 11%? 15% attack and defense. One of those numbers. With a lot of these, so I'm gonna sell that and that, and don't need all of. I just need 3. So.
Have you upgraded the seal yet?
No.
Okay.
I'm being very greedy, I would say, at the moment, but it will pay off. I promise. I think.
Okay.
I hope. Oh wait, I was supposed to buy the spell first. There we go. Give me your money. Okay. I mean, give me your spell.
Yeah, it's the opposite. You're giving.
Yeah. I just get both. That'd be nice. All right, and Golden Vow. Beautiful. You know what? This is honestly, I feel better about the setup now. I really do. The setup is definitely way better than it was before. So let's go ahead and go for Margit. And
wait, you're doing Margit without upgrading?
Without upgrading, the seal's +2 right now, and would have to buy 3 and 4. Yeah, I don't have the money.
All right. I'm not gonna backseat. I'm not gonna backseat. You do you, King.
See, here's the thing: is that the weapon, honestly, in this case, would be better regardless than my seal. Because it's such a close quartered arena, I most likely have to melee anyways. So I'd rather have Solaris Tree be +4 than my seal.
Gotcha.
Okay, let's hope that this Kindred Rot does not aggro. All right, nice. And we are in Le Tunnel.
The tunnel.
This is one of the Margit tunnels in Limgrave.
Come on, you're not going to fight Margit.
I didn't even need that, but whatever. That's fine. I'll just still use that. And we're going to go ahead and clear out the debris here real quick.
I'm going to hit their spears out of the ground.
This is a very dirty arena. Let's see if I can
Très
actually,
horrible.
should be able to clear this.
Dude, are you gonna waste a Solarius tree to clear those?
That did not work. So let me try this instead. There we go. Cool. That broke some of it. Let's go ahead. We'll Golden Vow. We're going to drink our handy-dandy potion. And good luck me.
Good luck.
Oh, baby! The damage isn't horrible. Oh, I got hit. Alright. Well, that shouldn't have happened, but whatever. What are you gonna do? And that's how quickly you lose a run, ladies and gentlemen. Iron Balls might have been better here, but even then, honestly, it would have still been a very tough fight. Because they're very close combat.
Oh, do you have the balls?
I do, I do.
Yeah, I mean, Strike is good on him, but... You know, how could you have known?
Yeah, he's very scary. That's another hit. That's another... Oh. I like this boss way less because that screaming is considered a hit, even if you're not close to it. Oh, okay. The other one is way more manageable, which is the one that has the sword. Because he doesn't have the yelling like that. So...
I just want to inform chat.
Okay.
If
Go
you've
ahead.
never seen a rando hitless run before, this is the wall.
Yeah.
Like, Marge is where 95% of runs will die.
And it also makes it more difficult that my weapon is a spear in this specific instance because this boss is very weak to strike damage, which is the balls that I was bringing up before. So we had more damage reduction as well because of just his resistances. So, but yeah, that's where you would technically reset and be like, okay, well, next one, because there's nothing else you can really do about that. But because this is, you know, obviously something that we're kind of just more showcasing, I'm gonna go ahead and just upgrade and just hope for the best, pretty much, and then give it another go. That should hopefully be enough. That's why I kept these rocks just in case. Okay, I just need a little bit more money, and then we can give that one more attempt. Let me see what else can I sell here. I don't want that, actually. I want to keep that. Let's go ahead and keep that. Just gave some people a heart attack for selling Darkmoon Greatsword. Okay, I can do one more. Oh, jeez, I did not think I had that many upgrades. Let's go ahead and sell this. That should be enough. Nope, I need 100 more. God dang it. Let me, would you like some arrows? Hugh? Here, take this. There we go. Alright. Alright, here we go. You're gonna see a big damage difference now. To be honest. Very big damage difference. Huge damage! Okay, let's go! Okay. So we're gonna go ahead and just, drink this first. Drink this. Or cast that, I should say. And then we're gonna go ahead and put magic grease on there because they are weak to magic. Weaker to magic, I should say. Blue balls!
Gotta grease those balls.
Gotta always make sure to grease your balls, chat.
Look at that charge R2. Look at the reach on those balls.
Thou art of passing skill.
like I said, makes a big damage difference for sure. And there's the knockout. There's the kill.
Yeah, that'll do it. Obviously, the tough thing, right, is like I feel like Soluria's Tree, like obviously the Iron Balls are a tremendously good weapon.
Yeah.
But Soluria's Tree feels better for Hitless.
Yeah.
Just because the ability to have a ranged attack in your disposal is like the whole point you do enhance anyway.
Right.
And so
right.
obviously you're gonna run Soluria's Tree instead of the Iron Balls in this setting. It's tough, right? It's tough to know like what is gonna be best for a boss you can't see.
Yeah, that's literally the whole point of Rando Hitless is like just knowing what the boss is and stuff. And there's gonna be some people that are gonna be like, "Hey Don, well, why don't you quit out to know what the boss is and then prepare for it mentally? Why don't you Memory of Grace out if you can't quit out, and then Memory of Grace to the nearest Grace, and then kind of mentally prepare for it instead?" And I think that takes away from the challenge of being, you know, being adaptable and just being prepared, rather than constantly just dipping out of the arena. Because I think, I don't know, to me personally, it kind of just takes away from the challenge.
I agree, only because, like, you know.
Oh! Yeah.
Ooh, nice. How do I want to say this? In normal Hitless runs, you can Memory of Grace out of fights, but you always know what the fight is going to be. So, like, if you can sense a fight is going south, you're still going to, you were aware that was going to be the fight from the beginning.
Right.
But with Rando Hitless, it's like, okay, well, half the challenge is adapting the second you see the boss. You know what I mean?
Right.
Should it be disallowed? I don't know. But I think self-imposing the challenge is an interesting thing.
Oh yeah, no, I don't think it should be. I don't think it should be disallowed. It's more of a self-imposed rule for sure, because I just feel like it's more of the spirit of the challenge.
I would agree, and Aggie did the same thing. So
yeah, and Aggie had even an extra imposed rule, which was doing tutorial boss instead of just running past it when he was allowed to do that. So that's
right.
There are some rules that some people just set that is for themselves and only for themselves. And doesn't necessarily mean that everybody else has to follow that rule. It feels more like a challenge for them in that regard.
And obviously, like, obviously, the challenge has a lower get runs going rate when you fight tutorial boss.
Oh yeah.
But the trade-off, right, is he got better at bosses as a result of doing tutorial boss. Like, no doubt, got
way more
better
practice
at meleeing bosses. But he doesn't get nearly as many runs going in one day.
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of I would say pros and cons.
Yeah.
So which makes sense. Great Stars is really good, but I already used all my stones, so I'm not gonna. I got balls, so
the balls are fine.
Yeah, these balls are great, and I'll just continue with those, to be honest. And here we go with clearing. So that was like 4 hits, I think, that I have taken. All right.
Yeah, it was like 4.
Which is a bummer. Could have been 0 if I just used the damn iron balls. But
coulda, woulda, shouldas in life.
That's how it is.
You can't be living your life like that.
Oh, I know. That's just that's how Rando Hitless feels. It's like if only I knew.
Domo, if only I invested in Apple stock 15 years ago, I'd be a god.
That's how it works. I believe in you. Come back here, Jelly. Oh, dang it. What the hell are you doing? Okay, can you just... Jelly's
Damn,
really
the
stupid.
cost on Discus is so cheap.
Oh, yeah, that's why it's great. That's why it's a great bread and butter spell. Ah! Did not expect them to come out the corner. Alright, well, we still got him, though. Pew. There we go. Let's go ahead and clear the rest of this. Make sure I don't miss anything. Oh, that's a rat that's up there. Hi, rat. This guy's gonna rush me, that's fine.
Discus is definitely an under-repped slapper.
Oh, yeah. It is, I would say, very magical, to be honest. Very, very cheap to cast, and it strikes twice if you make sure that they stay within the same lineup And you can clear out areas pretty consistently. It's got really far range, too. You know?
It goes all the way there?
Yeah, it's really good.
Wow.
Okay, well, that's a Urtree Spirit.
Oh, nice.
So hello to that. Luckily, we don't have to deal with it. It shouldn't aggro either. We killed Gostock, so now we can just walk in here and get the Rusty Key. We're going to do this, where we walk around here. Quiet, quiet, quiet. And then, boom.
Castle undetected.
There we go. Got the Rusty Key now. And I like to go this route over the one that Aggie does, which is going through the gate front, just because this is, to me, more of a controlled area. I can go, one enemy after another and just kind of make sure that I'm not getting bamboozled in some way. Whereas the other route, there are like more enemies and they're all like clustered together. So like if you have the firepower, it's quicker and sometimes easier. But if you have only like a singular spell, like I do, you just want to, hi buddy. You just want to, do it one enemy at a time instead.
Bamboo.
All right. So pretty much we're pretty safe now. We just go ahead and run up all the way over here. Do I have a stone sword key? We can get... Okay, we do. Nice. So we can get one more spell book here. Oh, bird! Okay, thank God the bird was looking the other way. That is insanely useful. And here is our grace. And so now there's a book here called the Godskin Prayer Book, which I'm going to go ahead and sit down real quick, though, to make it nighttime, because at nighttime, bosses and enemies have a bit of a shorter aggro range, so even in a castle, they sometimes can't see very well closely. We jump across, and then we're going to go ahead and see what we have here to deal with. We have, what is that? A dog. We have a zombie. We have a tree guardian. That is a skeleton man. I think it's a skeleton man. That's a one of those minor guys. There is a kindred guy right there, but it's dark outside, so he shouldn't see me. The only ones I'm worried about enemy-wise are these guys right in front of me. So we're gonna go ahead and just clear them out real quick. There we go. That guy is dead. There's normally one more right next to that zombie, but we can't see him from here. That dog is dead. Perfect. As you can see, like, this is the beauty of Discus right here. It's just launching these suckers back to back.
Plus, it's the go-to spell of the best enemy in the game, the frog.
True, very true. Yeah, there is a frog in the game that actually uses this. Not as effectively as we do, but it's still pretty cool to watch. There should be another enemy in between the barricades that we did not see, and I don't like that. So, like, right in between the tree and the wall here, there's something like an enemy right there. And I don't see it, so I don't like that very much at all. It makes me a little nervous. Oh, what? Hold on. I think... Is that it? No? Oh, let me go ahead and just drop down here real quick. Might be a slug? Oh, there he is. He's just manning his posts. The man himself.
He's busy.
Yeah, he's been, there we go. Okay. Just want to make sure that I had those out of the way just in case. Just in case. So here we go down here. I'm going to go ahead and check. Okay, so we have got crazy old Burning Man lady in the back here. She's probably the scariest enemy in this whole bunch. Okay, they're all very eager to... Oh. This is not very good. The frog is not going to hurt us. It's the frog that I'm worried... Okay, it's this frog, not the other frog. I know there's a lot of frogs. This other frog doesn't really hurt us. He just spits death blight and is just annoying. And we got this guy that's just going to be in our way because he's a zombie. So we're fine now. That was, honestly, I'm not gonna lie, very scuffed. But we didn't get a hit. That's all that matters.
Let's go.
Let's go. So we get this free item, and then we're gonna go ahead and grab this prayer book that we can get possibly lightning spear. That'd be kind of nice. Would be very peepo pog.
Let's go.
All right, nice little item check, and then we're gonna go ahead and go for Godric here. And hopefully Godric is also not a super scary boss.
Go for Godric. I'm just over here spouting one-liners, Domo. How's that commentary for you?
And if it works for you, it works for me. You know what I mean? How are you feeling about the run so far yourself there?
Domo, I think you're a complete failure.
Understandable.
And it's honestly, I shouldn't have had this on. I can't believe you got hit in this challenge. That's super easy. No,
everyone's done it.
Everybody's done it. Everybody's done it. My neighbor's done it. I've done it. No, I'm enjoying myself quite a bit.
Oh, dog. Oh, what the? Okay, so apparently did not know that. The Scarlet dogs have a 5-bite attack animation, which ends in another bite. So that's cool.
See, you put yourself in every situation, you'll eventually get the run. You just gotta learn all the stupid BS.
That was crazy, but hey, you know, yeah, it is what it is. It is what it is. That's what was that? 5 hits already? No. What is it? Just tell me. Just tell me.
What was it? 1,000 hits. 2,000 hits. What's that?
Oh man. It's I'm not gonna lie, it is sometimes tough to not spiral, you know, when you do this. You're just like, who gives a shit anymore? Like I got hit, whatever.
Right.
All right.
Once you get hit, the sort of the care for it to go well kind of goes out the window.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah. It's a little tough to just be like, it's okay, it's okay. It's like, no, I was a doofus. It's all ruined. It's over. My career's in shambles. But yeah, there's a lot that you like learn from doing this challenge, just because like you said, there's a lot of just niche stuff that, oh my god, there's a lot of niche stuff that just oh my god that just happens, you know, where you're like, oh okay, well that seemed a bit unfair because I just didn't know about it, but now I do, so
right,
yay.
And this is, after all, just a showcase. This is a showcase to entice all of you viewers at home to just follow Domo to see more attempts of the challenge.
Oh boy, oh boy.
And probably a win soon? Question mark.
Pausing and champing.
Pausing and champing, pogging and weirding and champing. So go follow Domo. And you know, Domo, you streaming tomorrow?
No, I'll be busy the next two days here, but I'll be live again on Friday.
No, on Friday.
Friday.
You'll be able to watch Domo do more attempts, maybe. Who knows?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. 100%.
Nights
There we
Cav,
go.
easy dub.
Gotta make sure to not get hit by silly stuff.
This boss does a couple silly things where, like,
Yes.
the AI makes the most questionable decisions you've ever seen.
Oh, 100%.
Like that, where he just ran up to Domo and did nothing.
There we go.
Very nice.
Of all that is golden.
All right.
And one day, well,
And now we're gonna go ahead and activate Godric's Great Rune, which means I get extra 5 levels in each stat, and that'll be very useful for the rest of the run too. Very peepus pogus.
Oh, people's buggers.
And honestly, yeah, the balls are kind of paying off. I'm not gonna lie. I should have honestly considered them a little bit sooner, but I was being a little too too stubborn.
Low key, my favorite weapon in the game.
They're very powerful. They're extremely powerful for sure.
I did my region lock all bosses run last week, and I pretty exclusively used this weapon.
Yeah, I mean that's okay, that's bad. Hi, dog. Doggy. These guys are very scary because these guys specifically have a frost breath as well. So this guy, I'm gonna have to free aim some fireballs here and just hope that covers my problem. Luckily, they can't reach me here. That's like the only good thing. So I can take my time. But I'd have to like wait it out a little bit. Well, that was not very good. This is not being very useful right now. Here we go. This will be a little bit better. I can use Hone Bolt. Okay, he moved, so this is getting worse. Okay, he didn't move. There we go. Gate front secured. Hi, flower. Ah! Oh, we're fine. And we have a protector snail here. Hi, snail. We kill this snail because it just dropped us an item, so it's another item check. Alrighty, are there any questions in chat that I could maybe help answer or something?
Yeah, here's one. It says, I got nothing.
Oh, yeah. I thought they were actually, you're just trying to buy time to see if there was.
I was gonna do a bit.
Oh, okay.
Just decided against it. Used my better judgment for once.
Oh, I thought it was going to be like, yeah, up yours.
No. Just gonna say shoe size or something.
Oh, yeah.
Domo, after you ride this, while you ride this elevator, do you want to take the next break?
Yeah, that's good. Then we could do that, yeah.
Okay, sick.
Oh, no.
What?
Nothing, dude. Nothing.
What do you mean? What are you laughing about?
Just, jokes in my head, you know what I mean? I don't know, dude.
Yeah, dude, for sure. 100%.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying,
I know what you're saying. I got you.
Oh my lord. How did I got 3 remembrances in Stormville.
Dude, you're stocked up on money.
That is very unusual. I am not going to lie. That is incredibly.
That's what, 90K?
Oh, this is... that's 100K.
Oh, is Melania's
50,000.
50.
Melania's is 50, and then Godric's is 20, and then the Moose is 30.
Yeah.
Quick maths.
Quick maths.
That's insane. That's very unusual for sure. All right, and yeah, so we'll go ahead and.
Yeah, I figure we'll do it on the elevator ride up. Just buy us a little time.
Sure. Sounds good.
All right, gamers, we are going to be right back with more Challenger approaching and more rando hitless in just a second. We're just going to do the break while Domo rides this genuinely like 45-second elevator. We'll be right back with more Challenger approaching right after this. Stick around.
Okay, let's go.
What's up, GDQ? What's up, Hotfix? My name is Adef. This is Challenger Approaching. A quick announcement. Your subs, Prime Gaming subs, gift subs, and bits cheered on the GDQ Twitch channel help support Games Done Quick Hotfix. If you enjoy watching speedruns, consider subscribing to this channel right this very second. Domo, whenever you're ready, give it a go.
Alrighty, sir. And we're going to go ahead and grab the Great Rune Activation, man. Adef, would you say water is your favorite drink?
I would.
Okay. I don't know. I was really expecting a more in-depth answer, I guess, or something. I
Nope.
don't know.
It's the liquid of life.
It'd be good.
It makes you feel amazing, and there's no downsides.
That is fair. That is fair. Understandable.
I love water. It's awesome. It's so good. I do not understand people who are like, I hate water. Like, I can't drink water. I'm like, what are you doing? What do you mean?
I mean, water is good. Don't get me wrong. But have you ever had, you know, an Arnold Palmer? Like, those are amazing.
Okay, but would an Arnold Palmer save your life if you were on the brink of dying of thirst?
I would never put anything past Arnie, all right? You know what? Arnie could save me any day of the week. All right? I believe in him.
People who say water doesn't taste like anything are huffing so much copium, it's actually ridiculous.
What does it taste like to you?
It tastes like water, bro.
Kind of, I guess. I mean,
Like,
I don't
just
know.
don't think about it. Like, I don't know. It's like, it's amazing. Like, I'm not drinking water for, like, pleasure, I guess. But the feeling of drinking water makes me feel good. What'd you just pop?
I popped a remembrance without checking with Enya to see if it gives me items that I could use.
It'll be fine.
We'll see. We'll see.
It's two items.
Yeah, but it could be
they'd
lightning
good-
spear.
Okay, but the likelihood that they're good is like so low.
Oh, but okay.
To become lethal.
It's like I don't know. It's always worth checking, I guess. I don't know. I've always been like, oh, it doesn't matter, and then all of a sudden it matters. You're like, oh, damn. Okay. See, that's Jar Shard. That is hot. So I'm gonna trade that in.
Okay.
Who knows what the Millennia one was?
That's the Siluria level up.
Yeah, pretty much, actually. Genuinely, yep. That's pretty good for Siluria's tree. Or for Miquella's Night Sword, too. No upgrades right now. Oh, wait, hold on. I can buy the Somber 3 and 4.
I don't have to give any justification for water being good. You literally cannot live without it. I don't have to give any justification other than that. And also, people who are like, water doesn't have taste. I'm like, okay, are you drinking DI water? Like, did you go to your local chem lab and be like, could I get 40 gallons of your deionized finest, please? I wish to drink the milk of the gods.
As soon as they know, they will.
No, do not do that.
They'll start asking.
Do not drink DI water. You need the impurities in water.
All right. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, like
water has a taste only because of the quote-unquote impurities or like minerals in the water, for sure.
Right.
And different cities' tap water definitely tastes different. And I respect that some people like or dislike the tap water of various places. I have lived in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've lived in 6 states in America, and all the water's been different, and I've loved all of it.
I have had Chicago tap water, and that is the grossest thing I've ever put in my mouth.
I've had bad tap water for sure. Vegas tap water is amongst the worst thing. Yeah, bad water can be really bad, but like the vast majority of water you eat in your lifetime will be good. In your own home, if your tap water is bad, just like get a Brita pitcher and grow up.
Thank you. That was scary. Can I reach this? I can. Okay. This is where things are going to get a little interesting. Because we can't see every single enemy. We have to learn on the fly. Hold on, chat. There's a problem here. Uh-oh. This is very risky, and I don't like that. Hello? Do you think she calmed? Oh, she's coming! Oh. Sorry, sheep. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
That's payback for his brethren ramming you.
There we go. All right. So, here's what we do. Sneaky time. Dog. Go, go, go. Okay, well, never mind. You're stupid. You couldn't jump, you idiot. Okay. Oh, I love terrain. Terrain's so cool. Terrain's so hot and fresh. Don't bark. Don't bark. Don't, nope. Oh, okay. We're fine. We're fine. Oh my god.
Domo, I'll give you a more interesting answer than just yes.
Okay.
I'll give you my favorite drinks that aren't water. How about that? Is that better?
Okay, sure.
Will that make you happy?
That shall suffice.
But like unironically, not doing a bit, like genuinely, water is my favorite drink. Water might be my favorite thing if we're keeping it real.
Like your favorite thing of all time?
It's definitely in the top 10.
Okay. Okay.
The feeling, there is no feeling better than like if you are parched and you drink a nice cold glass of water.
I don't like too cold though.
See, and that's fine. I understand
Too
that
cold
some people
hurts.
like room temperature. I get that. I like cold water personally. But I get that that's not everybody's thing. But like just drinking a glass of water when you're parched is like such a good feeling. Okay. Good drinks that aren't water. I am a beer man, I will be honest. I like a beer. I like a red wine. I like a margarita. What can I say? I'm a fun person.
Okay.
Milk is acceptable. Though I will say, when I stopped being a child, not that it's a problem to like milk as a drink, but milk for me is like, needs to be in something, like cereal or coffee, for it to be like desired. I really don't have the desire to drink milk by itself anymore. I feel like I stopped that when I was like 10.
I think it depends. If you have like an Oreo.
Yeah, it's a good dunking
Yes.
liquid, for sure.
If you got Oreo.
I do not drink soda, though.
You got to dunk.
I don't drink any soda, is something you should know about me.
Okay.
Something you should know about me.
Hot dog. All right, there's a dog.
A fun person doesn't say they are a fun person. Touche, but also, I was obviously joking. It was such clear sarcasm. Whoa!
That was close.
Almost started speaking a different language there for a second.
That dog is a scary dog, my friend. All right. Here is the certified Dom Classic, though. Never mind, this whole arena is a joke. I don't even have to do anything here. Oh, that's a hand. You know what? I will still do a little bit of it at the very least. These kukris are magical. So kukris in the game are loud enough to where they make noise. So enemies are like, hey, what was that? That over there made some noise. So you just throw it against the wall, they walk there, and boom. You can sneak.
Could have sworn I saw something. Must have been
What
the
was
wind.
that? More money for my friends?
Are we back on Grotto? What a call
I could get a whole new Padres with that type of cash. Henny.
Henny, little Henny.
I've always wanted to do the voice of the villain, I guess, in that whole era, the pod racing era. What was that guy's name?
Oh,
again?
you talking about Sebulba?
Yeah, he always sounded
Dude,
so
why
cool,
do I
dude.
know that man's name?
Dude, Sebulba was so cool, man.
I gotta go outside, dude. I gotta go outside.
Dude, Sebulba's like he sounds really cool though. But he's got like a very like deep, kind of smoky voice.
I don't remember what he sounds like now. I'm gonna look up a clip of Sebulba speaking.
He has champs in the distance, by the way, so that's good. It's like I don't know. It's like very deep and smoky, I would say. Like it's probably the best way I can put it. Like Jar Jar, I could probably do a Jar Jar voice. Do you think you could do a Jar Jar voice?
No. I have tried.
Miss Jar Jar Binks. Miss Jar Jar Binks.
I think it's safe to say neither of us are even close.
You say Misa.
Dude, Jar Jar gets some hate, and like when I was a kid, I never understood it. I was always like, nah, Jar Jar's so fun, because I think Jar Jar as a character is like geared towards people with the cognition of a 10-year-old. But I don't like Jar Jar anymore.
That is fair. He doesn't butter your biscuit, huh?
No. Up to and including the fact that I think he might be racist. The jury's out on this one, but I think so.
Well, I mean, is that like a thing just like in any like fictional like space kind of like storyline that people just like hate other people that are different? I think it's kind of like a common trope almost, no?
I'm talking about his voice, but
Oh.
I'm talking about his
Oh,
voice.
I thought you meant like his like actual ideology.
No.
Oh, okay.
No, the people hate the Gungans
Right.
on Naboo, but
May the Golden Order.
can I complain about something?
Yeah, go for it, man.
About Star Wars voices? Really, any sci-fi voices?
Oh, are we talking? Okay, are we talking like voice acted or like computer generated or computer like adjusted?
No, I'm talking about like acting in
Oh.
sci-fi.
Okay.
I do not understand, and frankly do not like, the fact that, also this is a tough
I'm not going that way. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not worth. Would you like to do some perfect horse dismounts?
Nope. I am good. I shall
I-
continue.
I just feel like it makes no sense that the default accent for any person speaking common tongue in any sci-fi or any fantasy movie ever is RP British. Why?
Wait, what's RP British?
RP is stands for received pronunciation. It's like the classic British you would think of when you think of a British accent. So like
Okay.
talking like this or whatever. Like
Yeah.
that's RP. And I don't get it. I don't get it. Like, why does everybody in the D&D movie, in Star Wars, in Star Trek, like everybody has a British accent? Why? What?
It's
These
kinda
people
like-
are from a planet called like Zomblo, and they speak the same as Prince Harry. Like, I'm not interested.
Or from the the land of Zamboni? And
Yeah, and they talk like Mr. Bean. Like, I don't.
I think
so.
honestly, it's partially it's because like I think there's a huge correlation between fantasy and people speaking British. Like when you think fantasy, you think British for some reason.
Right,
you know what I mean?
But why is that? That's what I'm saying.
I think just because it's like
I know a lot of fantasy authors take their roots in England. Like, you
no
know,
way.
J.R.R. Tolkien, the father of modern fantasy, is from England. But like, you know, Game of Thrones, like it just, I don't know, it just always kind of bothered me.
Okay,
Like, I
well
don't
what
really
about
care.
what about like the fuck?
I just feel like, I don't know, if we were being really genuine, I feel like they should have weird accents. Like, not a real accent found on Earth, but like something really strange. Like, if we were really... But that might take people out of the story. I understand that.
Oh, like Captain Kirk?
No, well, Kirk is from Earth.
Well, that was because like he talks funny.
Oh, you mean like this?
You mean
Or-
like, oh my god, that
Yeah.
ship right over there just landed.
No, I'm talking about like if you met a guy, an alien, who
That's
looks
just
like
an
a
alien
lizard,
dude, man.
like who looks like a lizard. I don't think he would talk like this. Like I think
That's fair.
like he'd be weird, dude.
Just yeah, that's fair. I think that's fair.
Like I'm not proposing they should speak Australian or American English or whatever. I'm saying they should have an accent we've never heard before.
But then also, how do you make it to where the audience can connect with said people, you know, or race in that regard? You know, it's hard to like connect to something that just goes, you know what I mean?
This is
It's
a
like-
great point, Domo. This
That's
is a great
that's
point.
tricky.
I think there's a lot
for
of
TV,
valid.
you know?
I think there's a lot of valid reasons. And again, my complaint is not necessarily that it's British specifically. It's just that there isn't an accent at all that we've decided is the one that, you know, alien civilizations all have.
That's fair. That's fair. Respectable.
Anyway.
No, I think it's fair. I don't know either. I think it's just like it could just
I think the
be-
movies would probably be worse if they followed my advice and did this. I think the movies would be less enjoyable. But if we're really trying to be like true to a weird universe, then maybe it should be different. I don't know.
Well, it depends a little bit too, just because it's like it's kind of like if it works, why fix it? You know what I
Yeah,
mean? And if
yeah.
people liked it in one movie, they'll continue to do it in other movies.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
I think that's like a very common thing with a lot of different things. It's like, hey, this worked out pretty well for them. They hadn't, you know, a British speaker. Let's also have a British speaker. And then it's like, hey, it's kind of common just to have British speakers for fantasy because it makes sense. It's like, oh, okay, cool.
Yoda is a great example. Okay, this is a great comment from chat. Yoda is so iconic because he speaks so weirdly.
That is true. And he's green.
And I still care for Yoda. I care for him. Sounds like commentator just hates British accents. On the contrary, I love the British accent. Chat
Are you
just
sure about
cannot,
that?
Chat, are you sure about that? Chat just cannot agree with me on anything. I'm in my villain arc, I think.
Okay, so we have Ancient of Zamor here, by the way. I think Gossalira's tree here. TBH.
You have Warrior Jar Shard on?
Yeah, look at that. Look at that damage. Oh, right, he
Yeah,
dodges. Son of a bitch, I forgot about that. Okay, let's see how does this work. Right. Oh. Wait, he resets? That's genius. Oh. Nope. We're gonna manipulate the AI here. So apparently they're short-sighted. Never mind, there's a slope. God, I love this game.
He is sloped, Domo.
Okay, he's gonna go into phase 2 here. I gotta be really careful now. That missed. Very pog.
How did that miss? What?
That's what I'm saying. Here we go, though. He is in phase 2, but he still doesn't know where I'm at, so I will rotate around it again. We'll go ahead and also rebuff real quick. So, by the way, for anyone that's like curious as to like, hey, yo, what happened? Why is Ancient of Zamor like turn aggressive and then turn off again? It's because they hear the sound and they take the They hear the sound and they take the damage, but they don't know exactly where it's coming from. Like that. So he's going to walk all the way up to that tree, and then he's going to stand there and just, like, look into the distance. Right? Right?
Right?
Right?
Right?
Go ahead, we'll do the same thing again.
This is looking good.
This is looking very people park good, sir.
This looking pretty good.
There we go. All righty.
Huge. Redaniel time?
It is Radon time. You are correct. You are
Somber
correct, my friend.
5.
They already have to. So we can
Okay,
upgrade
never
both our
mind.
seal and our tree to 5 now.
Never mind, dude. Whatever.
Dude, you know, well, you don't not been paying attention, man. Can you do a Murloc from World of Warcraft, by the way?
I've never played World of
I
Warcraft.
didn't
Oh.
doing my
Yeah,
job. You're out.
That's just that's it.
Nice. I'll take your word for it that was the best I've ever heard.
They just like talk very weird. They talk very fish-like.
Any questions for me that won't cause chat to want to like slit my throat?
Well, tell me another thing on this list of yours of top 10 best things
Ooh, top 10 best things.
in the world.
Sleep is on the top 10.
Okay, okay, okay.
Basically, like the human necessities. Sleep, top 10. Showering, top 10.
Okay, what if we take away, like, you do it because you need it to live, but do it because you enjoy it?
Eating is still on the list.
Okay, respectable.
I really love to eat. Like, good food is life's greatest pleasure, in my opinion.
That is true. I would agree with that.
There is nothing to me more enjoyable than, like, sitting down and eating a nice meal. Like, that is really exciting to me.
Sure.
And not a pleasure that everybody gets to enjoy. So, you know, I try to... I'm serious.
No, I know. It just seemed like just so, I don't know. Just like, out of left field, I guess.
Video games are pretty pog jam.
Honestly, it's like saying, like, yo, I like breathing. Some people don't get to breathe, but, you know, I like it, dude.
I meant like, you know, not, you know, some people starve. Like, you know, there's a lot of hunger in this country and in the world. And so, you know, I try not to take for granted that I get to eat my fill, you know.
I get it. It's all right. What else?
I don't know. It's hard to give like specific answers of like a specific thing that makes the list rather than just like a broad swath of something. Like video games being on the list feels like a given for me, but I can't say like definitively one game is in my top 10 all-time thing. Okay, you know what? I can give you a thing that's a specific example of something that is in my top 10 all-time things. Is there a lot of hunger in America? Yes, there's a ton of hunger in America.
Yeah.
I think America is not nearly as advanced as a lot of its citizens would think. You know, we have a really high illiteracy rate. It's true. Anyway,
You know, I'm not gonna lie though, and I don't know. Okay, never mind. Maybe this is, I don't know.
what were you gonna say?
I don't know. I see. It's a genuine question, but I could see it coming across as me just being naive and stupid.
Okay.
But like, you know how there's a high illiteracy rate, but it's like, dude, how did that work? Because I feel like every single time I had school, I got called upon to read something. You know what I mean? In class.
Oh, sure.
Like, how do you get away? You know what I mean? With not learning.
A large amount of it is that we have a lot of really bad underfunded schools in which students are not really called upon to do things, or they don't go to class, or they aren't forced to go to class.
Okay.
But also, illiteracy does not necessarily mean you can't read anything. Adult literacy is a more cohesive, like, can you properly read and write to the point that you could get a job that requires you to read and write? Like, that's, oh god.
Yeah, no, go ahead.
That's the thought. Like, literacy does not necessarily mean they can't read anything.
Okay.
It more so just means that, like, you know, they can't competently read and write to the degree that you might expect an adult to be able to.
Oh, okay. I thought it was literally like they can't read anything.
No.
Okay. Then that's just my
Usually,
misunderstanding.
illiteracy, I think, to my understanding at least, and I'm not an educator, is defined as, like, you know, they can't competently read and write complex material.
Okay.
And largely that is just our government and our schools' family, for the most part.
Okay. Gotcha though.
But this boss really sucks, by the way, if anybody is not. At least it's a big arena, which is nice, but, like, this boss really sucks for Hitless.
Yeah.
But a thing on my top 10 list that is genuinely, like, an example of, like, a show, Haikyuu, which is an anime about volleyball, is, like, my favorite show of all time, and maybe on my top 10 list of big ones of all time.
Okay.
Also, I'm gonna shut up now so that you can actually fight the boss.
Nah, you're good, dude. No worries. Just trying to make sure I.
That was a really good use of that stagger. 3 R2s as well as. Let's go Domo.
Nice.
Yo, let's go. You played that so well.
Thank you very much.
That was a really clean stag. I think you should be proud of that.
Well, luckily also, to be fair, it was Smarag and Adula, where Adula has the homing tracking glint blade thingies, where Smarag just has the insanely long duration comet one. But yeah, thank you.
Wait, I see it now. Humans all lose their wits eventually. How could this?
Alrighty, pod friend.
Not anymore.
Was my existence just a crock?
You know what? He had a good time. I think, anyways. We can't ask him anymore.
We can't find out now. There's only like 15 minutes or so.
Sounds
now.
good. I'll try and rush like gold free and stuff then for some more bosses. We'll make it interesting and fun.
You're interesting and fun.
You're interesting and fun.
Domo, what's on your top 10 list of things?
Best things in life?
Yeah. Not so easy to answer, is it? It's kind of a tough question.
Yeah, no, it is.
Well, I took you for no matter to lay out your own.
Honest. Wait, did I not buy it? Did I not get a Smithing 5? Was that a shop thing? Honestly, I would say one thing for sure is doing something for others. Which to me,
can you give an example of like how, like, when you say that, do you mean specifically like philanthropically? Or like
no,
with using your money, or do you mean like an act of kindness?
An act of kindness more than anything else, but like anything that like you don't gain anything out of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because Like,
well, what you gain, you do gain something, which is
right, but not monetary or
Yeah.
a favor. You know,
Right.
you gain their gratuity, right? Honestly, genuinely, it is like I think almost a magical feeling when you do something for someone and they're genuinely so happy that you did something for them. I don't know. I find that to be one of life's like greatest moments.
wife this man up. Somebody wife this man up immediately.
You know what I mean, though? I don't know. Like
that's very pleasant. No, I would agree. I think there's a real
and then there's water.
and water, baby. Let's go.
No, I'm messing.
No, truly though, I think that's a very sweet answer. Do you do a lot of like community service as a result of that?
Not necessarily. I think it's just like more kind of like living with kindness. I don't really. I want to go out more and do kind of like actually, you know, maybe travel, like mission trip kind of thing. Not necessarily mission trip, but like, you know what I mean, right?
Just go do stuff.
Right, go do stuff more. But like when I'm, for example, like at the grocery store and they're like, "Oh, I'm short $1." Hand them $1. It sounds small, but still, like seeing the relief on their face of like, "Oh my God, you know, I can fully pay this off now." Like even that, it's so small, but it's great. You know.
It's a good answer. Now all my answers seem so stupid.
No, not at all. You know, air and what? No,
Blinking top 10 all-time things, bro.
No, yeah, I think that's pretty cool.
That's a very good answer. I came up with another one that I think is perhaps life's greatest pleasure.
Okay.
And this is gonna sound maybe stupid, but I think friendship might be goated. All-time best thing.
I think that's fair. That's super fair.
There's like nothing better than like just having a tight friend, I feel like. I don't know. Are you looking for a bow right now?
Yeah.
I saw you do that setup during Renomania the other day. I was gonna ask you about that actually.
Yeah, I'm trying to. There is no bow though. That's really crazy that there isn't a single bow. That's absurd. Let me go check Kali again real quick. Yeah, I could agree with that. I think it's like it depends on the level of friendship though.
Yeah, I would say for me, like for friendship to make this list, it definitely has to be a close friendship. Like,
yeah,
I have a lot of friendships in my life that I would say are pretty surface level, and I'm fine with that. I still value those friendships.
Yeah.
But the friendships for which I'm like, oh damn, I really wish I could see them. Like those are really important to me.
Yeah. No, that's super fair. That's super fair. I'm just gonna try and do the other one instead, which is more dangerous and scary, because I don't have a bow.
Also, tell your friends whom you love that you love them. I think is an important thing. Yo, let's go Domo.
Let's go. There
King?
it is.
That skips the rooftops portion of Capital, which is nice.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So we can rush to gold for here. Yeah, no, I would agree. I would agree with that for sure. I think
you know, I have love for my really close friends, and I have no problem telling them that.
I think overall, like, human connection.
Yeah, I think you could simplify it even further to just that, probably. Which,
Yeah.
again, I think we're back to the base human necessities list.
Okay, wait, do you think that, like, in order to survive as a human, you need to have contact with other humans?
Yes.
Okay. I think that's fair. I don't know how it would be. I guess, like, yeah, because, like, humans...
I mean, you know, study after study after study proves that solitary confinement is, like, genuine torture.
Yeah.
You have to be able to talk to people. Like, you just have to.
I could totally see that. To all the gaming homies out there, touch some grass, you know?
Yeah, and like, that's not meant to be, you know, I think there are plenty of people who are really introverted and don't need to have a ton of really big friendships or anything, and that's totally fair. But I think you at least got to talk to somebody sometimes. Like, you gotta,
yeah,
you gotta talk to some people sometimes.
I mean, honestly, I catch myself doing things that I know I shouldn't be doing either, like which would increase my antisocialness. Like if I order food from DoorDash and then wait at my front door for them to go away so I can get my box rather than just being like, "Hey, thanks," and take it out of their hand. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like that's
but
small,
I
but that's still,
But I would say that the pandemic changed the way we interact with people so vastly that I wouldn't beat yourself up about that. Like we truly, the pandemic has like untold results or ramifications on how we all live our lives. Like I don't think we're ready to come to grips with how much that thing did to us.
It's a lot
outside of just sickness. Like I think there are a lot of lasting repercussions.
No, I think that's super fair. And I think over time it's gonna like show itself more as like how strongly it affected everything.
Yeah, I agree.
But yeah, I don't know. Like I think just it just sounds simple, but like I think just sometimes like doing small things that kind of get you out of your shell, I think help for sure.
Yeah. And I should say there are a lot of people in chat saying like, well, what about online friends? I think that's fine. That's still human contact.
100%.
Like that still counts. You should still go outside, but like, I think just to go outside, I think it's important to see the sun. But I think that even a lot of my closest friends are online too.
Good old vitamin D. You need that.
I don't see half my close friends until GDQ every year. You know what I mean?
That's fair.
That is a tempting legendary next to that worm face.
Yeah, I was
not
honestly
worth.
Well, the thing is, like, I mean, I'm not going to be able to do the full run anyways. Yeah, right. Hi, Melina. I'm going to be rushing the branch here, by the way, and not kill the enemies for the sake of entertainment. Because I'm not going to finish this run on my stream anyways, because I already got hit. It's like, there's no point.
Right.
So I'm just going to go ahead and rush it and just hope I don't get hit and kind of show off possibly some cool juking showcasing.
Okay, so yeah, you've got basically after this next boss, we'll have to stop probably.
Yeah, that works. So I'll go as fast as I can.
While Domo runs up this branch, I just want to say having Domo on the show is always a delight, and you really should follow him. If we could get a shout out for Domo in chat, please. Really great streamer, good dude, obviously. And don't you want to see him get this run?
I appreciate it. That's very kind of you, man. Thank you very much. Be sure also to actually check out Adif though with his shiny Aaron. Did you say Aaron or how do you say it?
I say Aaron.
Branch?
Yeah. Yo, let's go. It worked out.
It did work out.
I am in my shiny hunting era.
I think that's insane, genuinely.
It is, dude. It is.
And I definitely wish you the best on that because I think Agron's pretty fucking cool too. So.
Thank you. Well, good luck with this, what is that, Stone Digger?
Oh, I was going to die really quick.
Yeah, this is, with the balls, this is so free. He staggers in like 2 R2s. Yep. Yep, exactly.
I got to be a little careful here.
Okay, well maybe, okay, we have time to do more God. Let's... Assuming you don't die to this massive hammer stamp attack. Let's check Morgoth.
All right, let's go check Morgoth.
Very nice.
Another hitless boss out of the way. So everything's been hitless after that stupid dog in Stormville, by the way. So that's nice.
Yeah, so really, I mean, yeah, and you would have probably played that safer if you were on an actual hitless run, as opposed to the Blackblade Kindred incident.
I honestly, if we hitless Blackblade Kindred, we would probably be at 0 hits right now.
Yeah, most likely.
So a little bit of a shame, but at the very least, we can showcase some bosses, and that's what I'm more worried about, anyways.
And this is about halfway through the bosses. Well, not really.
Close. After Fire Giant.
Fire Giant is halfway.
This guy's throwing rocks at me.
He needs to chill.
Yeah. I'm gonna throw rocks at your window. And here we go. Let's see.
Romantic. It is Valentine's Day. I just realized we've spent Valentine's Day together, Domo. How
we
romantic.
We did.
Palentine's Day.
And now we're even closer.
Now we're even closer. You know my love of water. I can't. I think it's so funny how you asked, "Is water your favorite drink?" And I was just like, "Yep."
Hey, it'd be like sometimes it's that simple, dude. It just be that simple.
It do be. All right. Good luck with the final boss here.
Thank you.
Your
Thank you.
Current attempt, I should say. There are more bosses in the game if this were a full. Luckily, I will say this: the balls are so good against Crystallians. Like without even staggering them and breaking their like armor, your charged R2s already do so much damage because these guys are super weak with his strike.
Stained by my curse, such shame they cannot bear.
Oh, that was kind of
My
close.
part in this
But I got it.
shall not be forgiven.
What a shame, but hey, we'll take it. Another hitless boss.
Is what it is. It just means you're that much closer.
That much closer.
Domo, any final thoughts?
No, not really. Appreciate everyone watching. Thanks so much for checking out Randomizer Hitless. With it being such a niche challenge run, to be honest, I'm glad that so many people really enjoy watching it, and hope to see you guys again soon. Thanks for inviting me and allowing me to showcase it. Really appreciate that.
Yeah, of course. Gamers, that is going to do it for Challenger Approaching, but that is not it for Hotfix this evening, as we have our very own Speedruns
to
the
converse
Crypt with
You are
Ecdysis
unable
coming
to
up right
enter
after
the
this.
Earth Tree.
Verified legend
Prevent the
Ecdysis
dawn,
about to
the
bring
husk
some
only will
horror
become
gaming
my
to your
path
very
right into the
eyeballs,
flame.
so do not go
And
anywhere.
guide.
We've got more Hotfix and more speedrunning coming up right after this. I've been Adef. You can find me on all things as Adef. Take care, gamers. I'll see you around.